welcome along in session 1 of the Scottish National Short Course Championships. That graphic will come away. Have a bit of a chat, introduce yourselves. I will, or Tierney will take a cue from
Good. I thought he might have just wanted to do a quick test, but obviously he's happy with it. We've just been thrown. The rules have been thrown. Yeah. We're the
Wednesday morning to Edinburgh's Royal Commonwealth Pool for the first session of 9 in the Scottish National Softball Championships 2022. It's great to have you all with us for the next 3 days. We couldn't do it without them, so please welcome.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Edinburgh for the Scottish National Short Course Championships 2022. This is day 1, session 1. Joining me on the live stream, my name is Robert Taylor, is John Munsey. Good morning, John. Nice to have us here back in Edinburgh doing live stream again.
Yeah, good morning, Robert. Good morning to all our viewers watching from wherever you're watching, the comforts of your home in the warmth probably. But yeah, great to be back. The first time we've had the National Championship since 2019. We were back here last year, but it was just the winter meet, so great to be here and great for it to be the National Short Course Championships as well.
Yeah, good to be doing live stream again up at one of the Scottish venues. So busy programme, a lot of swimmers from the home nations here over the weekend, John. So looking forward to a lot of exciting contests.
Yeah, we've got a fantastic morning, Robert, lined up. We're going to start off with the 400 metre individual medley for men. University of Stirling very strong in that. Followed by the women with Freya Colbert going from Loughborough down in England. In the 100 freestyle, we've got the new British record holder from last weekend, Matt Richards, going in that. Jack McMillan in his first event for University of Stirling going as well, so that'll be a great race to see. Then moving on to 50 breast, we've got Duncan Scott, of course, multi-medalist at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. We've also got him going in the 50 fly later on. In the 200 back, keep an eye out for Katie Shanahan, bronze medalist in the Commie Games and silver medalist in the European Championships for GB. And Kathleen Dawson, a welcome. She's back in the last event there should be 50 butterfly for women. Kathleen Dawson, great to see her back in the pool after her injury. So it should be a great morning, finished off with some relays, Robert.
Indeed, yeah, nice to have Kathleen back after her injury. And as you mentioned, Duncan Scott, Duncan doing a few different events. That's maybe the case for some of these guys, just mixing it up over the weekend. So it should be interesting. Wider range of talent here. For a lot of the events, this year we don't have a junior final. The swimmers progress into an A, a B, and in some cases, John, a C final. I think that's for the 50s and 100s.
That's right, Robert, yeah. And of course, in the evening sessions, we'll also have the fastest heats of the distance events. So tonight we'll see the 800 free for men and women. Tomorrow will be the 1500 free for men, and Sunday we'll see the 1500 free for women. But yeah, it should be a fantastic weekend of racing, Robert. And as you say, some fantastic talent from all over the UK up here in Edinburgh.
Yeah, an opportunity for some of the sort of 14, 15, 16-year-old plus Scots to get the opportunity to swim against different swimmers from other parts of the home nations, which they've been missing out for a while, John. So good to have that with us today.
Yeah, and very much for our swimmers, the highlight of the short course season. You know, this is really the event that finishes up. We've got the team championships next weekend, but this is the main individual event. And of course, quickly into the new year, we move into the long course season. So it's probably the last chance for our swimmers to really push on and improve their times on the short course basis.
And of course, Speedo now the Scottish swimming sponsor. You see the logos. We've got all our officials kitted out in new gear, as we have, John. We've got new kit this morning, which is another thing to add to the wardrobe.
Yeah, we're all looking very smart, Robert, I must say that. And yeah, it should be a fascinating 3 days. You can see our swimmers now just starting to come onto poolside for our first event, and it's going to be the 400 metre individual medley for men kicking us off, and there's going to be 5 heats of that, and there'll be A and B finals tonight, so the fastest 16 will go through, obviously subject to confirmation because we do have some heats this afternoon, so it'll all be confirmed after the afternoon heats. Yeah,
and all the events this morning are, I think, 5 heats, so first 2 heats will be the 2 heats with the slightly slower swimmers, and the last 3 heats for most of the events will be seeded. Apart from the 400, it's the last 2 heats, those will be seeded. So, as you say, John, the first event is the men's 400 IM. 7 go in that one. Just couple of Scots get the opportunity in this one. A couple of lads from City Glasgow, and we up in Aberdeenshire, Geary club that produced the fabulous Hannah Miley, who's subsequently retired the last year. But they're bringing through quite a variety of distance swimmers and swimmers at all levels now. So good to see them progressing again, John, after the pandemic.
Yeah, we'll certainly see Geary well represented in the distance events later on in the meet, Robert, that's for sure. Always is.
So we are underway with our first heat. 7 go in this one. As you saw on your screen, we'll just run through the swimmers just in case you missed that. That's lane 1, Nathaniel Reeve from Mount Kelly. Lane 1 over on the far side. Lane 2, Calvin MacDonald from
No swimmer in lane 2, Robert.
No swimmer in 2, thank you, John. Jake Holmes, City of Glasgow, goes in 3. Missed him out. Another local swimmer, Ben McLaughlin from Geary in 4. Kai Connolly, City Glasgow in 5. James Hodgson from Newcastle, and also in 7 his teammate Jasper Hall. So butterfly to start with, 4 lengths of each stroke, then on to back, breast and free. So a nice strong start over the far side. Nathaniel Reeves from Mount Kelly, also well there, Geary swimmer Ben McLaughlin. So at the 100, John, we're nice strong start for Nathaniel. 103.20 is an advantage of about a second over Ben McLaughlin.
Yeah, second place for Ben, third place down here in lane 7 for Jasper as he moves on to the backstroke. There's Nathaniel Reeve leading the way from Mount Kelly. Mount Kelly with a very strong squad of swimmers up this weekend. It's great to see. I think they've got over 50 swimmers here representing the school. Nathaniel leading the way. Close for second now, coming through strongly in lane 7. Newcastle's Jasper Hall, he's the youngest swimmer in this race, just 14 this year. But it's still Nathaniel leading the way, 139.55 for him. Second place for Ben in lane 4, third place Jasper in 7. But fairly closely matched. Of course, after this last leg of backstroke, we move on to the breaststroke, which is where so many of the individual medley races are sorted out. It'll be interesting to see if there's any changes, but still the same order. Nathaniel leading the way from Ben and Geary in lane 4. Newcastle's Jasper Hall in 7. Nathaniel's going to turn 2:16.12. Halfway point for him. Second place for Ben. Kai Connolly now starting to come through, City of Glasgow swimmer. Kai being a very strong swimmer at these events for a while. He's really starting to come through on the breaststroke, now starting to push Ben for second. Fourth place still for Jasper. But they're starting to come back at Nathaniel now. Ben McLaughlin, 36.35, you can see the green, fastest of the fastest 50 for him, and he's really starting to bear down on Nathaniel, so we've got a good race on our hands in his first heat. Nathaniel still leads, 2:56.83. Second place for Ben. Right on his heels, Kai. But it's going to be very close going on to the freestyle. Fourth place for Jasper Hall, ahead of James Hodgson, Jake Holmes. And Nathaniel leading as he has done from the start, but he's now got company. Here is Ben McLaughlin, and it's very close between the two as they come under the flags at the 300 metre mark, and it's everything to play for on the freestyle leg. 0.7, Robert, so everything to play for down this last leg of freestyle.
Indeed, less than a tenth of a second, and this is where the strength and things like open water come into play, with Geary having competed in a lot of open water events over the summer. Ben McLaughlin really getting to work now and has opened up a massive gap there, John. He's gone about 4 or 5 clear after that first 50 of freestyle, and he's making good use of his strength in the final section. entry time of 4:45.73, where he did that at the North Districts, and he finished 4th, and he's really storming down the final 50 or so. Second, still an annual wreath, Jasper Hall, the Newcastle youngster coming through, might actually get second at the death, but no doubt Ben McLaughlin has had a fantastic swim. Improves on his entry time, finishes 4:42.75. I think Nathaniel over on the far side, oh, it's very tight. I think the Jasper Hall just got there, 4:47.81 ahead of Nathaniel Reeves, 4:47.93, very close for second and third, and these boys also inside their entry time. That was a good start, John, to get us underway.
Yeah, great swim from Ben, Youth Academy swimmer from up there in Geary. Inside his entry time, that's all you can wish, and set the standard for the next 4 heats.
Indeed. Nice to get off to a nice good start in the first event. PBs for the first 3 lads as well. And good to see that youngster Jasper Hall, 14-year-old as you mentioned, the youngest, coming through very strongly at the death.
That's the result just coming up on the screen. Ben, Jasper and Nathaniel, you 1, 2, 3.
So moving on in a moment, on to our second heat. Just wait for our officials just to confirm that we're actually getting the swimmers coming out of the water. Sometimes they go over the top for a lot of the events, but
I think we might see that later on this morning, Robert.
Yeah.
Moving on to heat 2, lane 1, Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics. Lane 2, James Burnett, Warrender. Lane 3, Scott Fleming, South Lanarkshire. Lane 4, Nathan Chapman, Mount Kelly. Lane 5, Finlay Davis, Midlothian. Lane 6, Mark Innes, Edinburgh University. Lane 7, Ethan Potter, City of Sheffield. And lane 8, Fraser Tetlow from Geary. New swimmers for heat 2. Fastest time in this one, Mount Kelly's Nathan Chapman, 4:41.94. And the first 50, first 25 I should say. Very close, possibly just Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics swimmer in lane 1. Ahead of Mark Innes in lane 6, Nathan Chapman in 4. Travis is going to turn first, I think, 28.30 for him. Not surprising, but quicker than the previous heat. Second place was Nathan Chapman. Third place, Scott Fleming. Nathan now starting to come through in lane 4. Travis in lane 1, Dundee City Aquatics, pink cap. Mount Kelly's white cap in lane 4. But it's the far side of the pool, going well at the minute. Scott Fleming in 3, James Burnett in 2. So the 100. It is Travis Davey still, 1:01.29 for Travis. As we move on to the backstroke leg.
Well, 4 or 5 lads well positioned. I'll be interested to see that green cap, who's 5th at the moment, Finlay Davis from Midlothian. Look out for him when we get to the breaststroke section. Well, on the far side, Travis Davey still going pretty well. Next to him, James Burnett from Wander Baths. He's also got a very useful breaststroke. Scott Fleming still well there. South Lanarkshire swimmer in lane 3. Just dropping back, Nathan Chapman in 4. And Kelly. So over on the far side, lanes 1 and 2, little between them out the turn. Travis Davey, James Burnett. Oh, fantastic turn there from Finlay Davis there, John. This is where you maximise the turns in short course.
Yeah, very much so. Just so much important. The turns on the underwater, Robert, really does sort it out.
This is where the things I think will change massively. Look for lane 5 coming through. So halfway mark, 2:11.74. Scott Fleming still hanging in there in 4th place, the South Lanarkshire swimmer. Another cracking turn there from Finlay Davis. His upside's Travis Davey. James Burnett still well there. Well, the race really beginning to develop. Finlay Davis entry time coming in here of 4:42.30, but at East Districts last weekend he destroyed a very useful field and came through on a 4:35.74. It was the breaststroke that destroyed them, and I'm delighted to see him replicating that this weekend. Oh, on the far side, still very little between Travis and James. They've been together. Scott Fleming will finish extremely strongly on freestyle. Nathan Chapman trying to get back in the mix, but at the moment this is Finlay Davis. Very impressive breaststroke, 3:30.86 with a freestyle to come.
Yeah, not surprising, very much quicker than our first heat, and it is Finlay Davis. Midlothian swimmer, backing up that performance from last week, starting to pull away from the field. Second place on the far side, still Travis Davey in lane 1, but he's now being pressed by James Burnett in 2, Scott Fleming in 3, and also Nathan Chapman starting to come back into it in lane 4. But this is all about Finlay Davis at the minute. I don't think they're going to get anywhere near him down this last 50 as he turns for the last time at the far end. 4:02.89. Second place still just now is Scott Fleming, 31.93 ahead of Travis Davey, and Scott starting to have a battle on for second and third, probably between him and Nathan Chapman in lane 4. But up front it's Midlothian's Finlay Davis, very strong in the second half of the race, and he's going to take this one comfortably. Second place looks like it's going to go to South Lanarkshire Scott Fleming. Mount Kelly's Nathan Chapman and Travis Davey battling out for third. But this is all about Finlay Davis, 4:34.08. He comes in first place. Second place is Scott Fleming, 4:39.10. Nathan Chapman in third, Travis Davey in fourth. Been a very impressive swim. Finlay Davis in good form, backing up last week's swim and going slightly quicker. 4:34.88 will be the time for our next heat.
That was some swim from Finlay. Unfortunately, as we saw, John, disqualification lane 4, Nathan Chapman for technical infractions. But, Finlay Davis had a cracking swim last weekend. I had the pleasure of going over to East Districts and helping out in the afternoon, and you don't really watch too much of what's happening in the pool. You're just concentrating on trying to make sure the swimmers technically do the correct swims. I was actually poolside rather than commentating, and it was a delight to see him coming through.
No swimmer in lane 2 in our next heat. Heat number 3.
So just as you say, 7 in this one. Over on the far side in 1, Daniel Whiffen from Loughborough, empty lane in 2. 3, Luke Hornsey, East Lothian. 4 is Robert Burgess, City Glasgow. 5, Luca Rowley from Mount Kelly. In 6, Charlie Hazel, Mount Kelly. 7, Joshua Robinson from Derwentsside. And in 8, Alexander Williams from Ealing. Daniel Whiffen on the far side, early leader.
Just a freestyler. So whenever the Commonwealth Games in the 1500 earlier in the year in Birmingham.
In lane 3, Luke Hornsey swam against Finlay Davis last weekend. And we'll see what he does in this one. But over on the far side, Daniel Whiffen going very, very nicely in the early stages. 57.86 after the butterfly. That's an extremely strong start from Daniel onto backstroke.
Yeah, Daniel leading the way. Second place, Robert Burgess in 4. Third place, Joshua Robinson in lane 7. But yeah, Daniel Whiffen, normally known as a distance freestyler, a very good distance freestyler, silver medalist in Birmingham in the 1500 metres. We'll see him swim that event tomorrow night. Not seen him do too many 400 IMs, but here he is leading the way and going very strong. 1:30.64, so very much faster than the previous heat and setting the pace. Very much looking forward possibly to seeing him again tonight. Second place, Robert Burgess. Third place, Charlie Hazel. But Daniel, 21-year-old, Irishman, over at Loughborough University. Massive improvement in recent years in distance freestyling. Went to the Tokyo Olympics in both of those events. Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow swimmer, going well in second. Third place for Charlie Hazel, now in lane 6, ahead of Joshua Robinson. 2:02.87 for Daniel, moving on to the breaststroke. Second place Robert Burgess, third place for Charlie Hazel. Luke Kernsey in fourth place. We'll see Luke later on in the 800 free as well. But up front it's the outside lane, lane 1, Daniel Whiffen. 32.23 was his last 50 on the back. This will be a little bit slower on the breaststroke. Second place still Robert Burgess. City of Glasgow swimmer. Remember the junior Scottish team. 36.16 for Daniel, 2:39.03, so he's increasing his lead over Robert. Third place for Charlie Hazel. Luke Kernsey starting to come through a little bit on the breaststroke, but this is all about Daniel Whiffen in lane 1. Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow, still in second place in lane 4. Mount Kelly's Charlie Hazel, third place in lane 6 as we move on to the freestyle. 2:39.03.
Consolidated at second place, he's pulled away to about 5 metre lead on Charlie.
We've moved on now to the freestyle leg.
And Daniel Whiffen certainly well clear in this one by about best part of 15 to 20 metres. Using that exceptional freestyle to pull away. Robert Burgess also well clear of the rest of the field. You don't usually see this in a 400 at this level. Field well stretched out in this one.
Really strong this one here from Daniel.
Charlie Hazel on third. Daniel Whiffen already only got 15 metres to go.
Just wait for the scoreboard to correct itself so we can get time.
As you can see, we do have some scoreboard timing difficulties at the minute, so apologies for that.
That might be the final. I suspect that's the 4:13.21.
Certainly sets the standard for the remaining competitors.
Well, since he's done this 4:39, an old time for Daniel. And, James Burnett, 4:28.41. And third place in lane 6 is Charlie Hazel, 4:35.13. Well, that was very impressive swim from Daniel.
It was, we're just waiting for the scoreboard to catch up, but we think it was 4:13.21, which will, I'm pretty sure, put him into the A final later tonight. But we're just waiting for confirmation of that. Second place was Robert Burgess, 4:28.41. Third place Charlie Hazel, 4:35.13. But all these are subject to confirmation.
On entry times, 4:28.90 is the 16th fastest swimmer on entries. And since we've got a very strong field of swimmers, they'll be going out pretty fast in the final 2 heats to try and make sure they're in an A or B final this evening, John.
Yeah. There's the official result coming up now. So is Daniel Whiffen, 4:13.21. Very quick from him. I'm sure we'll see him back in the A final later tonight with that. And second place was Robert Burgess. Third place Charlie Hazel as we move on to heat 4. In this one, lane 1, Harper Whitehead, University of Stirling. Lane 2, Charles Kershaw, Loughborough University. Lane 3, Tony Joe Trett Oliver, University of Stirling. Lane 4, Ben Harrison, Loughborough University. Lane 5, Piers Greening. Lane 6, Andrew Bertoli. Lane 7, Don Bissett, all University of Stirling. And lane 8, Evan Davidson, Perth City. So 5 swimmers from Stirling, 2 from Loughborough, 1 from Perth in our penultimate heat.
Ben Harrison from Loughborough University in 4.
Fastest entry time, Ben Harrison, 4:12.22. Set at the England winter meet. Ben's leading this one out, 27.12 up the first 50. Second place for Tony Joe, Trent Oliver, University of Stirling, lane 3. Third place, Evan Davidson, Perth City, down here in lane 8. Slightly quicker than the previous heat by 7/100ths down the first 50. It's going to be Ben turns first at the 100. 58.48 for Ben. Second place for Tony Joe in lane 3. Third place for Ewan Davidson in lane 8.
So the two middle lanes still well there, 4 and 5, but taking out Tony Joe, Trent Oliver in lane 3. Still no change in that order as we get to the 150 mark. Tony Joe, Ben and Pierce Greening. Good turn from Pierce, brings him up sides. Ben Harrison almost. Those three body length or more clear of the rest of the field. Tony Joe just seems to be extending that advantage. It's about 3 lengths clear. Pierce Greening now just easing himself into second place. And 2:04.22, it's just over a second. Pierce Greening and Ben Harrison. This was where things obviously could change on the breaststroke section. Tony Joe has still a body length. There are two lads in the middle lane still within striking distance. Pierce Greening, Ben Harrison. Well, that advantage has evaporated to barely a metre now. Travelling very nicely, Pierce Greening. Still in there, Ben Harrison. Tony Joe's hanging on here, John.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race down the last 100, that's for sure.
Well, it's barely half a metre between the two. Pierce Greening get to work. Tony Joe, Trent Oliver still has that half a metre advantage as we finish off with freestyle. Tony Joe turns, it's actually Pierce 3, 18.13 by about 1600ths.
Yeah, a cracking race on our hands here. The two University of Stirling swimmers split by the Loughborough University swimmer. So we've got Pierce Greening in 5, Tony Joe in 3. Starting to come through now in lane 7, Dom Bissett into 4th, but it's up front, it's still Pierce ahead of Tony Joe and Ben. Pierce starting to pull away now a little bit. I think it's going to be slightly slower than the previous heat time set by Daniel Whiffen, 3:48.78. With 50 metres to go. Second place for Tony Joe, 3rd for Ben, 4th for Andrew Bertoli, now starting to come through in lane 6. But up front, Pierce Greening's timed this one to perfection. 6th in the recent Bucks British University Championships down in Sheffield. 3rd in the Scottish Winter Meet last year, where he set his entry time of 4:15.9, and he's going to touch first, 4:18.15 for Pierce. Second place will be Tony Joe. 3rd place for Andrew Bertoli, so it's a 1-2-3 for University of Stirling. 4th place is Ben Harrison, Don Bissett in 5th. 4:18.15, so slower than the previous heat time.
A good swim there from Pierce. Should be good enough, hopefully, to get him into final.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be in the A final.
On to the final heat, heat 5. We'll go in this one. We have Adam Wilson at Loughborough University, Tom Robinson from University of Aberdeen Performance, George Smith, University of Stirling, Evan Jones and Angus Allison, also from University of Stirling in 6, John Britton from Ealing, Jay Manners in 7, from Derwentside and 8, Josh Press, University of Stirling. So 4 University of Stirling swimmers all in the middle lanes, Evan Jones, Angus Allison, George Smith. A very strong start from Evan Jones. Podium performance going extremely strongly in this one, second in this last year. Empty time of 4:11.99. He did that second at the Buckshot course back end of this year. He's gone out extremely strongly in this one. 58.03 from Angus Allison and George Smith.
So at the minute it's a sterling 1, 2, 3. Evan Jones, 2 medals at the Commonwealth Games in the 2 relays, 4x100 IM and 4x2 free. Really come of age this year. Podium potential swimmer leading this one out from in second place in lane 5, Angus Allison. George Smith in third place in 3. Well, tied for third actually with Jay Manners at that turn. 1:31.21. So again, slightly slower than the time that we saw from Daniel Whiffen earlier on. But I'm sure these boys are just trying to get middle lanes for tonight. As things stand at the minute, Daniel Whiffen with the fastest time in the morning. Piers Greening with the second fastest time, currently standing 1-2, but Evan looking very comfortable as he turns 2:04.83. Second place for Angus, third place for George. Both Angus and George very strong on the breaststroke. See if they can make inroads into the lead, which is about a body length that Evan has.
Cracking race with Charlie Hudson on this event at the British University Championships last month. Was edged out by half a second from Charlie, who's not here this weekend.
Evan's still leading the way, coming through now for second. In lane 3, George Smith, 2:40.05 at that split. To the British University Championships final, where Evan came second. Angus was third in that one. It's George Smith that's pressurising Evan now as they come up to what will be the 300 metre mark. Both these boys members of the GB, or these 3 boys members of the GB Podium Potential squad. And as they turn to the last 100, Evan touches, but 500ths behind, George in second, Angus in third.
So fastest at the breaststroke section. I think it's just a question of who wants to take this and maybe get one of the middle lanes for this evening. George Smith now just being overtaken again by Evan Jones. Angus Allison still looks fairly comfortable in third place. Does he actually want to put a spurt on and try and overtake the 2 guys? I don't think he's under any real pressure here. All 3 will be comfortably in the A final, I'm sure. Evan Jones, about a body length clear. George Smith and Angus Allison, that's going to be your 1, 2, 3. Coming down the final stretch, you can see they're just easing off here, John. They've done enough.
Yeah, very comfortable. Certainly Evan looks very comfortable indeed.
4:17.82 for Evan, 4:18.67, Angus 4:19.69. All looked pretty easy, didn't it, John?
Yeah, very comfortable, and it's going to be a fantastic final tonight. The 3 University of Stirling swimmers there, Piers Greening from the previous heat, and of course let's not forget Daniel Whiffen from Heat 3, Loughborough University. It should be a cracking final to start the evening off. It'll be brilliant.
I kind of get the impression Daniel maybe went out that a little bit faster because he was in one of the unseeded heats, just to make absolutely certain. But he'll have pole position tonight on that 4:13.21.
Yeah, I think you'll see him subject to confirmation, of course. All these results will be subject to confirmation. We've got some heats this afternoon. But as things stand, I think Daniel will see in lane 4 tonight. But it looks like it's going to be a great final.
John Britton 4:20. Well, 4:27.17. That's the position 16. So the 4:28. Robert Burgess just misses out, and he'll be potentially first reserve. Finlay Davis in 4:34 second reserve. But we'll wait for that to be confirmed. It's good to get off to a nice strong start in that first event.
Yeah, and the A final tonight looks like it's going to be a cracker. Daniel Whiffen provisionally at the minute in lane 4. Then we've got 6 University Stirling swimmers, 2nd to 7th at the minute, and Ben Harris, another Loughborough University swimmer, in that final as well. But I think you saw some of the boys this morning, very comfortable qualifications, a lot left in the tank, and we are going to see a faster and a very more competitive final tonight. So a great one to look forward to.
Yeah, Evan Jones, just a number of swimmers announced last week on the podium potential. Angus Allison, another one, so good to see these younger lads getting recognised now.
Yeah, and George Smith as well, so he's in there, went to the European Juniors, medalled I think from memory.
So that completes the men. We now move on to the ladies. And John will introduce the first heat in a wee moment when that appears on our screen. I think it was just 6 going in the very first heat, John.
Yeah, again 5 heats. Just waiting for the referee to sort the scoreboard out. And it should come up very shortly now. It's on our main screen.
Looks like don't have a lane 7, John, so just a 5 in this one.
Yeah, and it looks like
there is actually a swimmer in lane 7, but not on your screen.
Yeah, well, I'll give you what I've got on my sheet. Yeah. I've got Alice Ward in lane 2, Borough Stockton. Leonie Young, Billingham in 3, Morven Adams 4, Dundee City Aquatics. Lane 5, Charlotte Thompson, Midlothian. Lane 6, Madison Cool from Bucky. And lane 7, Kelly Wynne Jones from Mount Kelly. That's what I think the order is, not the screen that you will see. So I'm pretty sure that it's Morven Adams in lane 4 leading the way. 30.64 for her. Leonie Young is 3rd. Well, 2nd place is lane 6, which is Madison Cool. 3rd place, lane 5, which is Charlotte Thompson in the green cap. So bear with us because we have got some a different scoreboard to what we have in front of us. But Morven Adams leading the way, Dundee City Aquatics.
Certainly looks a cap fairly similar to the Heart of Midlothian cap in lane 7, but I think it is in
Charlotte in lane 5, is it not, for Midlothian?
Yeah, and 7, Jordan. It certainly looks like it is the Mount Kelly swimmer.
Yeah, lane 7's Kelly Wynne Jones, but we'll keep you right. But it's Morven Adams leading the way. 2nd place in lane 6, Madison Cool from Bucky. 3rd place, lane 5, Charlotte Thompson from Midlothian. The other swimmers, just to recap, in lane 2, Alice Ward from Borough Stockton. Lane 3, Leonie Young Billingham, and lane 7, Kelly Wynne Jones from Mount Kelly.
That's Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics. Well clear at the moment. Not much between Leonie Young and Charlotte Thompson, Bucky and Midlothian respectively. Morven Adams has an advantage of some 4.5 seconds over Leonie Young. These girls entered times in a sort of mid-5 teens. Nice to see Morven Adams still competing, John, at the tender age of 21.
Yeah, Midland District swimmer, which is the district that I'm from, Robert. So I've seen Morven grow up, and as you say, great to see her still swimming and competing and still going very well as well. It's probably a best event now, the 400 AM.
And for some of these sort of slightly, dare I say, slightly older swimmers, good to see someone like Morven still competing at this high level. She's not in one of the seeded heats, but it's all about enjoying your swimming and still having the fun, which a lot of them still want to do. So great to see her here today. Leonie Young is still going pretty well, but Charlotte Thompson on that breaststroke section, coming through clear in 2nd now, pulling back a bit on Morven Adams. Well, let's see what the gap is. 3:09 2:09 at the 250. Well, she's got 6 and a bit seconds, so certainly not lose that advantage at the end, but can Lona Young, Charlotte Thompson just cut back that advantage. Madison Cool, the Bucky swimmer, going still pretty well in lane 6, and Kelly Wynne Jones in 7 making a move. She's gone 4th. So coming down to the final section, freestyle for Morven, and at 300, 354.26. Let's see if she can improve on that 5:15.10.
Yep, so Dundee City Aquatics Morven Adams in lane 4, led from the start. Second place in lane 5 is Midlothian's Charlotte Thompson. Third place in lane 7, Mount Kelly's Kelly Wynne Jones. Fourth place in lane 6, Bucky's Madison Cool. Head of in lane 3, Leona Young, and 2, Alice Ward. But Morven Adams is really just powering away from the rest of the field, looking very strong this morning. At 50 split, 37.19, 4:31.45. She's going to be inside her entry time, which should be great to see. Second place is Charlotte in lane 5. She had the same entry time as Morven, but it's going to be Morven that's going to set the standard this morning. Third place is the youngest swimmer, or one of the youngest swimmers in the race, Kelly Wynne Jones, 14 this year, Mount Kelly. Madison Cool next to her, also 14 this year from Bucky. But this is all about Morven Adams. She's going to smash her entry time, and she's going to touch in a time of 5:07.89. So that's some nearly just over 7 seconds inside her entry time for Morven, so great swim for her. Second place in lane 5 is Charlotte Thompson, bang on her entry time, 5:18.8. Third place for Kelly Wynne Jones, Mount Kelly in lane 7. That's your 1, 2, 3. So it's Morven Adams, Charlotte Thompson and Kelly Wynne Jones as your 1, 2, 3. We will try and talk you through that when it comes up on the scoreboard, because what you are seeing at the minute, the lanes are not right, I'm afraid. So apologies for that, but we will confirm the result when it comes up.
A cracking swim there from Morven. Just shows you you're never too young or never too old. Nice PB. To take over 7 seconds off that time just shows how much she's enjoying her swimming.
Absolutely.
Well, this one looks right, John. I like the fact we had 6 swimmers and there were only 5 on the caption. So in lane 1, Freya Beaton, City Glasgow. 2, Annabelle Cooper, Chesterley Street. In 3, Alice Forrest, Derwent Side. 4, Catherine Bodie from Geary. 5, Niamh Carroll, Tadcaster. 6, Lexine McCappin from First. 7, Tegan Black, East Lothian Swim Team. And in 8, Siren Talentaya from Morpeth. She's off very, very fast this Irene on the butterfly section. Also going pretty well, Annabelle Cooper. Over on the opposite side in lane 2, Catherine Bodie. In 4, turning I think in 3rd. So a very strong start, almost 2 seconds up on Annabelle. Let's hope that she can keep the other bits going in the other 3 disciplines. Just 14. So she might have a lot of improvement in her. Oh, she's well clear at John at this early stage.
Yeah, you just hope she's not going out too quick, Robert, down this first 100, but it's been a very impressive fly swim, that's for sure.
Sometimes they might actually take this out strongly and see how they do, almost like a time trial. 1:04.54.
Yeah, nearly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. Second place for Annabelle Cooper in lane 2, Chesterley Street swimmer. Third place, Catherine Bodie in lane 4, but it's still the young Morpeth swimmer, Siren Talentaya, leading the way. If anything, pulling further away. Second place in lane 2, looks like it's still Annabelle Cooper. Coming through in lane 1 now, Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow. But Siren comfortably leading the way. 1:42.44 for her. She's increased that lead. 7-second lead to Freya Beaton, lane 1 in second place. Third place in lane 5 for Niamh Carroll. Annabelle Cooper in lane 2. Lexi McCappy in 6. Catherine Boddy, Alice Forrest, Tegan Black. It's the Morpeth swimmer, Seren Talentire. Really incredibly impressive down this first half of the race, and she's going to touch with a lead, but they are starting to close now. 2:21.15, so 4 seconds faster than the previous heat. She did have a lead of 7 seconds. She still has a lead of 7 seconds, 2:28.09. Second place for Freya Beaton in 1. Third place for Niamh Carroll in 5, ahead of Annabelle Cooper in 2. So this is an outstanding swim at the minute from Morpeth's 14-year-old. I hope she's 14. She might not be. She's 14 this calendar year. Seren Talentire. Red cap down here in lane 8. Second place on the far side of the pool in lane 1. Freya Beaton coming through in lane 5. Niamh Carroll, tagcaster swimmer. They're fighting out for second and third, but at the minute, Seren Talentire, 3:04.79. So still about 5 seconds faster than the previous heat. Let's see if they're closing at all. The gap was at 7 seconds. It's actually increased.
Yeah.
So she's pulling away. And we were a little bit concerned she may have gone too quick down the first half of the race, but I don't think there's any concerns here, Robert. She looks very strong. Fastest leg of the first 50 as well.
It's still very close really for second through to 7th.
Second place for Freya Beaton, City of Glasgow in lane 1. Third place Niamh Carroll in lane 5. But this is a very impressive swim from the young Morpeth swimmer, Seren Talentire. 3:48.88. So probably looking at a time round about the 5 minutes here. I wonder if she can duck under that, but she's looking very strong.
Well, she's basically almost 20 seconds clear of Freya Beaton, who's having a very good swim nevertheless. She's turned in just over the 4 minutes. Another 14-year-old. We're all coming back at Freya. I think it's anybody's race for second, but this is impressive, John. Don't often see 14-year-olds go out and keep this pace going. 36 seconds for that last 50, so we're looking at a time maybe inside 5 minutes.
It's going to be very close to that, Robert, that's for sure. It's been a great swim.
Entry time of 5:14.77, and she is really moving. Second place might just be Tegan Black. He's slowly in, but coming through in lane 3, Alice Forrest, but no doubt. Can we get inside 5 minutes? It's going to be very close. It's just outside. 5:00.47. Oh, what a fantastic swim from Serena. And lane 3 and 7, I think, very tight. Tegan Black, 5:11.19. Alice Forrest, 5:11.29. Cracking swims from both girls. And quite a number of them inside their entry time. Tegan Black improved by about a second, but what a swim from Seren Talentire.
And we may well see her back tonight, possibly in a B final. It's going to be very close, but she's given herself every chance with that, Robert.
She has indeed.
Already this morning we've seen some outstanding swims, and that's right up there with them already.
So on to the last of the unseeded heats. This is heat number 3.
Lane 1, Erin Taylor from Finns. Lane 2, Isabel Wood from Stirling Swim. Lane 3, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson, Derwent side. Lane 4, Coco Croxford, Stirling Swim. Lane 5, Chloe Cook, City of Sheffield. Lane 6, Zara Keegan, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 7, Katie Sherlock, Mount Kelly. And Lane 8, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow. Fastest entry time here in lane 4 from Coco Croxford, 5:01.55. And she leads out down the first 50, 30.18 for her. So they're going to have to go some to get inside that previous time. Maybe one or two of these swimmers will be looking at the magic 5-minute mark, trying to get under that. Coco, member of the junior team, she's off to Geneva with Scottish swimming in the January, February next year, and she's setting a really strong pace down this first 50. Very impressive on the fly leg. She's already built up a nice lead. 104.94, just slightly slower than the previous heat, but not too far behind.
Well, Coco, City of Glasgow swimmer up until about a month or so back. She's now over with Kerry Wood at Stirling, and I think she's really enjoying herself over there. It wouldn't surprise me if she goes second or two inside the 5 minutes, John. So it's very strong. You can see the camera shot head very still over on the far side. Erin Taylor and our new teammate Isabel Wood, who's very consistent on these longer distances. Isabel Wood just gone into second place now. Coco is about 5-second advantage. Isabel Wood about a body length clear in second. Erin Taylor, I think in lane 1 from Finns, just the other side of the fourth. Cody Club, another very good swimmer on IM at Coco Croxford at halfway mark. 2:21.70. Well, again, pretty similar to Sir Talentile in that previous heat. Breaststroke now might change things a little bit. Coco's still looks pretty good. This is where Erin Taylor will come through. This is Erin's best section. You can see the light blue cap of Finns now gone second. She's got a lot to make up on Coco. Isabel still sticking to the task here. Up to the 2:50 mark. Erin Taylor making significant headway. There's not much between the two, maybe 2.5 seconds. 3:05.23, 3:07.61. Well, it is less than 2.5 seconds, John. The race is certainly developing between the two.
And it's going to be very close to the 5-minute mark as well, Robert. Very close indeed. As Erin actually noses into the lead, I think, just about.
Coco Croxford has now been overhauled, second at national championships, but Erin Taylor, East Districts, she did a 4:59.93. That was probably last weekend over at Glenrothes and you can see the difference a great breaststroke makes, turning in 3:48.56, very similar to the previous heat. Well, John, let's finish this one off.
And it's Erin Taylor, the Finn swimmer, again in lane 1. I don't know what it is with lane 1 this morning, but it's already producing some fast swims. And Erin looking very strong. Can Coco come back? She's trying hard. 75 metres to go. They're both going to be very close to the 5-minute mark. Coming through in third place in lane 2 is Isabel Wood, ahead of in lane 8, Amy McLeod. But it's still Erin Taylor leading the way. Coco coming back a little bit, but Erin 4:23.99. So she's on for that under sub 5 minute. Coco in second place. Third place down here, Amy McLeod, ahead of Isabel Wood in lane 2, Katie Sherlock in lane 7. But this is the Finn swimmer, Erin Taylor, was sat off the pace through the first half of the race. A very strong breaststroke leg, and she's built on that, and she's now looking very strong, and she's going to be pushing that 5-minute mark. Second place in lane 4 is Coco Croxford, Stirling swimmer, but it's going to be Erin touching first, and she is 4:58.25. So great swim from her. Second place for Coco, 5:01.48. Third place, Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow swimmer in lane 8, ahead of Isabel Wood in 4th, Katie Sherlock in 5th. So our first sub 5-minute swim and a nice personal best for Erin Taylor of Finn.
Lovely swim from Erin Taylor. She's always been excellent on the IM. Scottish National Age Group champion at I think 13-14, so she's always been good at this event, and nice to see her getting quite a wee bit inside that 5-minute mark, John. So we'll move on to our heat 4. So he's having lane 1. Siobhan Robinson from City of Sheffield. 2 is Nullagau, Geary. 3, Michaela Glenister from University of Stirling. 4, Freya Colbert, Loughborough University. An empty lane in 5. 6 is Orla Adams from University of Aberdeen Performance. 7, Erin Jones from Newcastle. And an 8, Erin Tankard from City of Sheffield. So, 2 City of Sheffield swimmers in the outside lanes, and they're off pretty strongly. And Tankard in first, Siobhan Robinson in third. Freya Colbert in lane 4 is turning second, and on the near side, as you can see, Tankard, the only swimmer in the final 16 swimmers with an entry over 5 minutes. And, I think she's just going to have the early touch. 105.13, a little bit slower than the previous heat.
Yeah, so it's City of Sheffield's Erin Tankard taking this one out. Second place for Freya Colbert, third place for Michaela Glenister. Fastest entry time is the Great Britain swimmer, Freya Colbert, 4:34.2. She's now starting to ease away into the lead. One of the rising stars of the British swimming team. Great to see her up here in Edinburgh this weekend. Second place, Michaela Glenister, University of Stirling swimmer, ahead of Erin Tankard in lane 8 in third place, Orla Adams in fourth in lane 6.
Those two are inching away from the rest of the field.
Freya won this event at last week's Swim England Championships, second in the Bucks, British University Championships, representing Loughborough University. Michaela, fifth in that same event. She's going well in lane 3, closing the gap slightly to 18.16, so about 3.5 seconds faster than anything we've seen this morning from Freya. You'd expect a comfortable qualification into the A final tonight from her. Michaela going well with her in lane number 3. Michaela previously a medalist in the European Junior Championships in this event. She's right on Freya's shoulder now. Third place, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad member Orla Adams in lane 6.
Turning just over a second ahead of Michaela Glenister.
About a second ahead now, Freya. Michaela in second place, Orla in third. Lane 2, Geary's new Lugao starting to come through, very strong on the breaststroke, into fourth place, ahead of Erin Tankard in fifth, Shola Robinson, Erin Jones. But this is about lanes 3 and 4. Michaela Glenister in 3, Freya Colbert in 4. Both girls will be looking for middle lanes in tonight's final. With just one heat to go. Freya looking very strong. 3:38.96, about nearly 10 seconds faster than anything that we've seen this morning as we move on to the last 100.
And it very much looks like those two will do enough to qualify for this evening's final, Freya and Michaela. Not under too much pressure here. Orla Adams well clear in third. Rest of the field a long way back. Looks like Nullagau has come through with the breaststroke section into fourth place. And a little between Freya and Michaela. About half a second. Orla Adams 3 or 4 metres further back. Nullagau kicking on as best she can to see if maybe that fourth place would get her into the A final. No doubt that Freya and Michaela should be there this evening. Coming in almost together, 4:43.82, 4:44.22. Orla Adams 4:48.85. Well, we'll wait and see if Lagau can post a time that will get her into the final. Well, 4:58.14. That is fourth fastest, I believe, so far. Erin Taylor will maybe be hoping that no one can swim faster, much faster in the next heat. A pretty comfortable swim from both those girls, John, Freya and Michaela.
Yeah, very comfortable. Good to see Michaela put in a very impressive swim there, and it looks like there's more in the tank for tonight as well. And Freya, who you'd expect to go in tonight, is favourite, I think.
Final heat up and coming. All 8 look as though they're ready to go, John.
Yeah, 4 City Sheffield swimmers dominating this in lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6.
City Aquatics and Sterling Swim. Thank you.
So hopefully we'll be back poolside on the screen. Our screen has gone black. I presume you've got the same problems watching us. There we are. That's now confirmed, John.
Yeah, Freya Colbert leading and winning that heat. Michaela Glanstrid second, Ola Adams third, Nuala Gowan fourth. 4 fastest times so far.
You say, John, 4 City of Sheffield swimmers, 3 through to 6.
Great to see the pictures back. Lane 1, Susie McNair, Stirling Swim. Lane 2, Gaia Alcaraz, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 3, Amelia Monaghan. Lane 4, Amber Keegan. Lane 5, Candice Hall. Lane 6, Abigail Miles, All City Sheffield. Lane 7, Libby Freeman from Morpeth, and Lane 8, Dave Savary from Newcastle. Last heat, should I say. Fastest qualifier, or fastest entry time, Amber Keegan, City of Sheffield, 4:34.13, which her teammate Candice Hall leading this one out, down the first 50. Ahead of Libby Freeman in second place. Libby from the Morpeth Club, where we saw young Seren Talentine swim a very impressive heat in the second heat of this, so we'll see how she goes. But it's Candice leading the way. Coming through in second place still is Libby Freeman in 7, Amber Keegan in 4, and in 2 Gaia Alcaraz. It's going to be Candice who takes this one out down the first 100, 1:03.19, comfortably the fastest first 100 we've seen so far, Robert.
Yeah, butterfly specialist Gaia Alcaraz in second place. Just being shaded now in lane 4. Amber Keegan coming through on the backstroke section, and looks like in lane 7 Libby Freeman now getting to work as well. But, still going pretty well is Candice Hall, comfortably leading at the moment. Coming through now, Amber Keegan into second place.
Both these swimmers, Robert, interestingly 25 this year, so it builds on your point earlier about older swimmers going well, still enjoying it and still competing at the highest level.
Indeed, indeed. Some of these swimmers actually come into their prime round about sort of 23 through to about 26, 27, so good to see those two ladies competing at a very high level still. Candice Hall, 2:13 at halfway. There's almost 4 seconds advantage. I don't think Amber will be too worried at this early stage. Looks pretty comfortable in second place onto the breaststroke section. Still in third place, Libby Freeman going well. Morpeth swimmer. It's getting interesting for third place, John, but no doubt 1 and 2 seem to have pulled clear. Candice Hall looks pretty strong. The 2 centre lanes now, as you expect, really dominating this one now. The other 2 City Sheffield swimmers in 3 and 6 are vying for third place.
Yeah, certainly Candice is not swimming this like a heat. She's certainly going flat out still, it appears to me, and she's going very well, increasing her lead.
Two youngsters on the outside lanes, 15-year-old Susan McNeil on the far side. Another swimmer recently moved to Stirling, Niamh Savaroy from Newcastle, 14-year-old. Coming down to the final section. Oh, Candice Hogg's done nothing wrong, well clear of Amber Keegan, about 4 seconds between the two, and it's anybody's for third.
As things stand, it looks like Candice may well set the fastest time and secure, subject to confirmation, lane 4 tonight. She's looking very strong. City of Sheffield swimmer, second place teammate Amber Keegan, third place teammate Abigail Miles in 6. Amelia Monaghan, formerly City of Peterborough, now swimming at City of Sheffield in 4th place. So it looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 for them at the minute. Candice, if anything, now just looking a little bit steadier, but still a very impressive heat swim. Amber in 2nd, ahead of Abigail in 3rd, Amelia in 4th. So subject to confirmation, they need a time. Subject 4:55, something like that, I think gets in the A final later, but we'll confirm that. But no doubt that we'll see Candice Hall later in that, subject to confirmation. She touches first, 4:44.57, just outside the fastest time of this morning. So second place Amber Keegan, third place Abigail Miles, 4th place Amelia Monaghan. So Freya Colbert, fastest time this morning, she'll go in lane 4 tonight. Second fastest time for Candice Hall. Other good swims from City of Sheffield's Amber Keegan, second in that heat, Abigail Miles 3rd, Amelia Monaghan 4th.
I think Libby Freeman on a 4:55 will be 5th, will be last into the final if my maths is right, John, but don't quote me on that one.
You're usually right, Robert, but we shall see very quickly because it will come up, I think, after this. And there you are, no surprises, absolutely right. Libby Freeman 4:55. Still have some heats this afternoon, but as it stands, we'll see her in the A final. Swimmers 9 to 16 we'll see into the B final, including young Seren Talentine. Actually, great to see her swim. Good to see us getting another swim tonight.
So as you can see, John, 5:04.53 is potentially the first reserve. So swimmers in the afternoon have the opportunity to try and get into finals. But it'll be a massive ask and an IM to get close to 5 minutes to upset any of these ones. There you have the full list. We're not quite sure whether the ones at the very end are absolutely spot on or not. It would be just best to check if you have access to Meet Mobile at home to double check that. But, very, very good swim from Candice, Freya and Kayla. Amber Keegan all well there. So interesting final ahead as we move on to the men's 100 freestyle.
Into event 103, men's 100 freestyle, 5 heats.
Lewis Birrell, University of Aberdeen Performance, James Robertson, University of Stirling, 3 Luke Iverson, Loughborough University, 5 Adam Strickland, Derwentside, 6 Stephen Clegg, Edinburgh University, and 7 Angela Gianna Contini from Newcastle. Lane 3, I think, just with advantage. Jamie Robertson, 23.89, going it pretty fast. All these swimmers entry times of 51 second plus. It's advantage with Jamie at the moment in lane 4. Luke Iverson down the final stretch. Jamie Robertson well clear in this one. Won this by a canter. 49.34. That's an impressive start. Luke Iverson 50.56. Adam Strickland 51.48. Well, we've already got one under 50 seconds, John.
Yeah, Jamie Robertson just back from America. He was in the States last weekend swimming in the American Championships representing Scottish swimming. So no jet lag from Jamie. Great swim. Heat 2, lane 1, Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad, lane 2. Daniel Genkus, Loughborough University. Lane 3, Solomon Williams, Millfield. Lane 4, Zach Speakman, University of Stirling. Lane 5, Eddie Redknapp, University of Stirling. Lane 6, Ben Blowers. Lane 7, Ruben West, both Loughborough University. And lane 8, Rory Dixon, University of Stirling. So already we've got a swimmer sub 50 seconds. Jamie Robertson, previous heat, 49.34. And these boys going very quick down the first 50. Lane 3, Solomon Williams, possibly just leading the way. He touches first, 23.97. Second place for Zach Speakman, third place for Rory Dixon, ahead of Daniel Genkus, Eddie Redknapp, Cam Travis. But it's the far side at the pool at the minute. Lane 3, Solomon Williams. Going well down here in lane 8, Rory Dixon. It may well be Rory Dixon, University of Stirling. Member of the Scottish swim team. It looks like maybe well be Rory going to get it in between him and lane. It is. Oh, it's a dead heat between lanes 4 and 8. Teammates. Zach Speakman and Rory Dixon. 50.31. Joint first. Third place was Solomon Williams. 50.39. But it's the two Stirling swimmers. Zach Speakman, Rory Dixon. 50.31. Joint winners of heat 2.
Good swim from Rory in that outside lane, John. Move on to first of the 3 seeded heats. N1, Stephen Kravitz, East Lothian swim team. 2, Rory McKinnon, City Glasgow. 3, Bruno Kempster, Edinburgh University. 4, Edward Millard from Bath University. 5, Alex Hoon, Loughborough University. 6, Thomas Leggett from Lam. And 7 is Stan Trudix from TRST. And in 8, Greg Fairbairn at University of Stirling. Now going out extremely strongly in lane 4, we don't have a swimmer in 2, is Edward Millard, Bath University. 22.60 from Alex Goon, 22.88. And Edward and Alex almost together now. Those two well clear. Third place, Bruno Kempster. And it's Edward Millard. Well clear of Alex. And coming in, Edward takes that, 47.72. Alex in second, 48.25, and Bruno 49.72 in third place.
So a quick time from Ed Mildred there, setting the standard, 47.72. Moving on to the penultimate heat, heat 4, lane 1, Sam Irvine, Loughborough University. Lane 2, Ben Cope, City of Sheffield. Lane 3, Fraser Agnew, Edinburgh University. Lane 4, Jack Macmillan, University of Stirling. Lane 5, Elliot Clogg. Lane 6, Calvin Fry. Lane 7, Alex Brigazzi, all Loughborough University. Lane 8, Reg Lloyd, University of Stirling. Some fastest entry time here, Jack Macmillan, Irishman, now over at University of Stirling. Also going well in lane 5, Elliot Clogg, Loughborough University. Going well on the far side, Sam Irvine, Loughborough University. But Jack turning first, 23.27, slightly slower than the previous heat, but starting to be very strong in the second part of the race. Second place in lane 5 for Elliot Clogg. Still going well on the far side of the pool, Sam Irvine, Loughborough University. But this looks about Jack Macmillan. He's going to take this heat. I think it's going to be close for second. I think this is all about University of Stirling. Jack Macmillan, he's going to touch first, 48.24. Second place for Elliot Clogg. Third place for Sam Irvine. That's your 1, 2, 3. Jack Macmillan, Elliot Clogg, and Sam Irvine.
So 4 swimmers under 49 seconds. You'd fancy they'll be in the final. So anything under 49 in the final heat should be good for the final. 1, Charlie Poole, University of Stirling. 2, Adam Metcalf, Loughborough University. 3, Thomas Carswell, Edinburgh University. Then 4, Matthew Richard, Norfolk School. 5, David Cumberridge, Edinburgh University. 6, Michael Ripper, Loughborough University. 7, Miles Lapsley, and 8, Ross Leslie, both Edinburgh University. Well, David Cumberridge, perennial favourite at this one in lane 5, but this one should be all about Matthew Richard here. British record holder, 45.85, extremely strongly, almost a body length clear. David Cumberledge, Thomas Carswell in 5 and 3. Halfway mark 22.32. Fastest we've had so far. David in second place, and they're well clear. So I don't see those two having any problems making the final. Matthew and David well clear. Third place looks to be Michael Ripper in lane 6, and Richards comes in 46.63, pretty easy swim for him. David Cumberledge 48.80, also well inside for the final, and Michael Ripper might have to accept an outside lane. I think that 49.56 might just sneak him in. That was an impressive swim again from Matthew Richards, Sean.
Yeah, wow, that's all I can say really.
Yeah.
Broke the British record twice last weekend. I think we'll see a faster swim from him tonight in the final. But very impressive and comfortably the fastest qualifier into tonight's final. Great swim from Matthew, great to see him up here in Edinburgh.
Indeed. So that's the men's 100 free. It's the ladies' turn now. 5 heats ahead of us. We'll get this one underway in just a moment. The scoreboard will just show the positions for everybody who's at the venue at the Commonwealth pool. And for you on the live stream there, you can see all 37 swimmers' times. They're now confirmed. And we now move on to 100 free for the ladies, John.
Yeah, event 104 again, we've got 5 heats. Get the right listing up for you, and here it is. Heat number 1, lane 1, we've got Mary Mischenko, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. Lane 2, Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen. Lane 3, Yasmin Hammerline, Edinburgh University. Lane 4, Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow. Lane 5, Kira Sterica, South Ayrshire. Lane 6, Amelia Moore, Loughborough University. And lane 7, Zoe Giddon, Edinburgh University. So 5 heats. Going well in lane 5, always starts fast. South Ayrshire's Kira Sterica, a very good short course swimmer. Also going well in lane 1, Mary Mischenko. Looks like it's going to be Kira touching first. 26.87 for her. Second place for Amelia Moore, down in lane 6. Third place Zoe Giddon, lane 7. Joint third with Saskia Wade. But it's still Kira Sterica in lane 5, touching first. For closing the gap though, lane 6, Amelia Moore, lane 7, Zoe Giddon. So it's this side of the pool has it. Still Kira in 5, Amelia in 6, Zoe in 7. I think Kira's going to hold them off and touches first. She does, 57.14 for her. Well inside her entry time, so good swim from Kira. Second place for Amelia Moore, third place for Zoe Giddon, ahead of Rebecca Reid, Yasmin, Saskia, and unfortunately disqualification in lane 1 for a technical infraction. There's confirmation. Kira Sterica, 57.14, winner of the first heat.
Should be pleased with that. Nice half a second plus improvement on her entry time. On to heat number 2, Anna Green, Wonderbass. 2, Maisie Elliott. 3, Risha Dingo. In lane 4, Rebecca Gooch. They're all from Loughborough University. 5, Gal Alcaraz, University of Aberdeen Performance, back in the pool after that 400 IM. Nicole Ricci. In 6, Edinburgh University. 7, Florence Tinsley, University of Stirling. And in 8, Ellie's Cousins from Perth City. Lane 4, I think, with the advantage, Rebecca Gooch. Empty times in this one in the low 57s. Nice start from Eloise Cousins, the Perth swimmer, in lane 8. It's, I think, just lane 4 with the advantage from lane 8. Rebecca Gooch, 27.37 at the halfway mark from Eloise Cousins. Still going well in lane 2, Maisie Elliott in the mix. Maisie Elliott coming through to challenge both those two. Out the turn, it's lane 8, I think, with a very cracking turn. Eloise Cousins in lane 2, very close between her and Maisie Elliott. Who's going to get it? Maisie Elliott perhaps. Lane 2 and lane 8. That's how it finishes. Maisie Elliott takes that 57 dead. Ellie's cousin 57.23. Third place, Rebecca Gooch 57.63. Good improvements for Maisie and Elise in their entry times in that one. Upper swimmer taking that. A nice strong finish.
Moving on to heat number 3, lane 1, Anka Giron from the Thames Shell Club in Belgium. Lane 2, Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow. Lane 3, Katie Goodburn, Edinburgh University. Lane 4, Cornelia Fenowicz, Loughborough University. Lane 5, Evie Davis. Lane 6, Elena Morgan. Lane 7, Lucy Grieve. Lane all from the University of Stirling. Lane 8, Emily Grant, University of Aberdeen Performance Squad. And it's the Loughborough University swimmer, Cornelia Fiedkiewicz, leading this one out. Second place, Evie Davis, University of Stirling. But Cornelia touches first, 26.01, comfortably the fastest time we've seen so far. Second place for Evie, third place for University of Edinburgh's Katie Goodburn, head of City of Glasgow's Drew Mackenzie. And it's the Loughborough University swimmer in lane 4, touching first. Second place Evie Davis, third place Katie Goodburn, so the positions remaining unaltered. And it is going to be Cornelia Fiedkiewicz going to take this one. Entry time 53.17, she touches first 54.35. So 2.5 seconds faster than anything we've seen. Second place University of Stirling's Evie Davis. Third place for Edinburgh University's Katie Goodburn, head of Drew Mackenzie, City of Glasgow. So 54.35 the time to beat for our last two heats.
Heat number 4, Georgina Dennis, Loughborough University. 2, Harriet Rogers, Loughborough University. 3, Charlotte Berry, City Sheffield. 4, Katie DeLuff, Loughborough University. 5, Lucy Hope, University of Stirling. 6, Clementine Lavelle, Loughborough University. Teammate 7, Jess Podger, and 8, Scarlett Orchard. A lot of Loughborough swimmers in this one, lane 4, with the advantage with the DeLuff. She has a good advantage at the halfway mark. Camera angle, you can see 25.86. That's the fastest split we've had so far. Going well. Lucy Hope, local swimmer, in second place. She's Scottish record holder in this one. And she looks pretty comfortable in second, John, but Katie DeLuff is going to take this. Lucy Hope, third place might be Clementine Lavelle. That's how it does finish. 4.56. Katie 53.24. Lucy 54.34. And Clementine 55.47.
So the fastest two swims we've seen so far. Katie and Lucy. One heat to go. Our final heat, lane 1, Monique Olivier, Edinburgh University. Lane 2, Kiara Morris, University of Stirling. Lane 3, Kate Clifton, City of Sheffield. Lane 4, Freya Anderson, Bath University. Lane 5, Danielle Hill from Larne. Lane 6, Katie Robertson, Edinburgh University. Lane 7, Maddie Robertson, University of Stirling. Lane 8, Mia Slevin, Loughborough University. Freya Anderson, lane 4, leading this one out from Danielle Hill. Danielle Hill just back from the States, where she helped the Irish team to a relay medal last week in the American Championships. But this is all about Freya Anderson at the minute, looking very strong. Down the first 50, 25.50 for the Great Britain swimmer. Perhaps not her best event, the 100, maybe better in the 200, but she's certainly looking very strong in this. And comfortably the fastest swim so far, so Freya looking in great form. Commonwealth gold medalist from Birmingham in the summer. Second place in lane 3 for Kate Clifton. But this is all about Freya Anderson, looking very comfortable, very strong, touches first, 52.84. So the fastest time we've seen so far this morning. We'll see Freya tonight in lane 4, very strong. Second place for Kate Clifton, 54.62, and third place was Danielle Hill, 56.17 for Danielle, ahead of Katie Robertson in fourth place. So So we'll see when the results come through. Provisional finalists for tonight. That's confirmation of that heat. Freya Anderson, Kate Clifton and Danielle Hill. And as we go through, scroll through the provisional A finalists on this page, Freya Anderson through to Katie Goodburn.
So we have the provisional
Katie Goodburn scraping in the outside lane at the moment.
Yeah, provisional B finalists, so 56.53 the time to beat this afternoon for our swimmers to try and knock Monique Olivier out of that last place in the B final. And then the rest of the swimmers' times coming through from this morning. Our next event in the pool will be event 105. Will be the men's 50 metre breaststroke.
And the C final, we have Maddie Robertson, Maisie Elliott,
So one more list of swimmers scrolling on to your screens.
Rebecca Gooch and Lucy Green, and the reserve at the moment, Amelia Moore.
And the camera angle you're seeing there are some of the swimmers in the other half of the Commonwealth pool, just using that for swim down facilities. So onto the breaststroke. Aidan Fotherwell, Neil Moraski, Miss Bailey, Max Twinning, Jay Manners, Conor Mitchell, Robson Miles and Max Morgan in lanes 1 through to 8.
50 metres breaststroke.
First of the two non-seeded heats, lane 2 going pretty well at the moment. Emil Moraski, and off the turn, Emil, maybe half a metre advantage. Coming through strongly is Max Twinning in lane 4. And I think Emil's just going to hold them all. Emil, I think, just gets that 29.46. Second place in lane 4 was Max Twinning, 29.61. Jay Manners, 29.80 in third place.
Confirmed in third, Jay Manners, down side at 29.80.
So our second heat, we've got lane 1 Matthew Garrity, 2 Dominic McCarthy, lane 3 Conor Massey, lane 4 Harvey Freeman, lane 5 Joshua Mitchell, no swimmer in lane 6, lane 7 Alex Majeur, and lane 8 Andrew Arthur. For the first 50, it's very close. Middle lanes, and down here in lane 8 Andrew Arthur, University of Stirling. Going well in 5 Joshua Mitchell, 4 Harvey Freeman, 3 Conor Massey. It may still be lane 8 Andrew Arthur coming through in lane 5. Joshua Mitchell, who's going to get it is Joshua. 28.63 for Joshua. Second place was Andrew Arthur, third place Harvey Freeman. So lane 5 Joshua Mitchell, Edinburgh University swimmer, takes that heat, 28.63, ahead of Andrew Arthur and Harvey Freeman.
Difficult to get the touch right from where our angle is, John. We're not actually on the finish line, so our third heat, Maris Gringelis in 1, 2 Callum Melville, 3 Adam Metcalf, 4 is Ollie Davenar, 5 Usain Cook, 6 Duncan Scott, 7 William Ellington, and in lane 8 Thomas Canning. Slight delay, Duncan Scott maybe a fraction late in arriving, just getting himself sorted.
Good job, he's won a couple of Commonwealth gold medals, Duncan.
Yeah,
Robert.
I think we'll allow him that slight lapse. Maybe didn't realise he was doing a 50.
Well, he's usually in the fastest heat, so again,
Yeah,
again, I don't know what happened there, but he'll be well worth waiting for, I hope. Got a big smile on his face.
and, looks like everybody at the far side's all ready to go. Duncan just getting himself sorted now. Puts the cap on. And we'll be good to go with the third heat. This is the first of the 3 seeded heats. So you would expect all the action in the 2 middle lanes 4 and 5.
He's getting a bit of a row from the referee, Mr. Sean Dawson, sorted him out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not been.
Oh well.
Not allowed to swim, is he?
Well, it could be that he's maybe missed his call time, and if he's missed the call time, that's one of the regulations. So no Duncan Scott. So we'll wait and see how this one develops. Good start in lane 3 from Adam Metcalf. Also up there in 2, Callum Melville. And lane 5 perhaps Usain Cook. A good turn from Usain. Well, it's a tight one coming down the final stretch. Only Tavernier coming through to challenge, but sorry, in 4, but lane 2, 3 and 5 I think. Well, it was pretty close, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Callum Melville 28.32. Adam Metcalf 28.65. Ollie Tavernier 28.67. Good swim from Callum in lane 2 to get that one.
Yeah, member of the Scottish junior team.
Yeah.
One of our most promising young swimmers for sure. So, after that somewhat unusual experience, moving on to heat number 4, lane 1, Charlie Trotman, 2, Yaron Gerber, 3, Charles Grondell, 4, Archie Goodburn, 5, Alex Cahoon, 6, Yusuf Batu, 7, Mackenzie Cannon, and 8, Mika van Blerk. Your swimmers for heat 4, men's 50 breaststroke heats.
Heat 4, Charlie Trotman in 1, Yaron Gerber in 2,
Fastest time, Scotland's Commonwealth Games swimmer Archie Goodburn in lane 4. Archie going well up the first 50, touches first. Lane 5, Alex Cahoon, lane 3, Charles Grondell. But this is all about Edinburgh University's Archie Goodburn. Looks in great form, and he's going to touch this one first, comfortably in this heat. 26.79. It's a good time for Archie. Second place Alex Cahoon in lane 5, third place was Charles Grondell in lane 3, ahead of Yusuf Batu in 6. 26.79, so inside his entry time for Archie. Hopefully a bit more to come in the final tonight, but a great swim from him. Sets the pace with 1 heat to go.
Final heat, Michael Edwards, Loughborough University in 1. Matthew Dobson in 2, University of Stirling. Michael William Mitchell, Dave Bloomfield, Loughborough in 3 and 4, Ross Young, Edinburgh University 5, Rory Dixon, University of Stirling in 6, Morgan Berriman from Larne in 7, Sam Peace, University of Stirling in lane 8, heat 5. Dave Bloomfield 26.99 entry time. Well, Archie went a wee bit faster in the heats, so they'll have seen that and they'll want to make sure they go out fast in this one. And Dave Bloomfield showing the way. Very close for second, William Mitchell in 3, and coming through strongly in 6. It's the Dave Bloomfield is going to take it. Rory Dixon in 6 finished very fast to take second. William Mitchell in 3rd. Well, I think those 3 comfortably in the final. Dave Bloomfield 27.29 will be, I think, alongside Archie Goodburn in the final. In the middle lanes, Rory Dixon, good swim from him, and William Mitchell. Earlier on, John, we were talking about Archie Goodburn at Scottish national age groups, I think when he was about 14, doing a 1500 freestyle amongst other events, as they all do at that young age. And there we have Archie now very much, probably 200 is probably his longest stretch, maybe other than maybe an occasional 400 IM. But there we are, doing the business at 50.
Yeah, he certainly enjoys the 50 metre breaststroke more than the 1500 free, Robert, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that he came out of that and he said, that's the last time I'm doing a 1500. He got a medal after, I think he finished second, got the medal, but I think it was 1450 metres too far. So that's just confirming all the positions and the times for those 37 swimmers that took part. It's now the ladies equivalent, and this is the very first heat. First 2 heats unseeded. I don't think we've got any late entries in this one, John.
No, let's hope not. Heat 1, Lane 1, Anna Finlay. Lane 2, Emma Simpson. Lane 3, Amy McLeod. Lane 4, Freya Masson. Lane 5, Amy Owenson. Lane 6, Marie Wood. And Lane 7, Lucy Nimmo. Fastest entry time all the way down from Shetland, 34.19, is Lane 4's Freya Masson. But it's Lane 6, Aberdeen Performance, Marie Wood leading the way. I think Marie used to swim at Stirling from memory. But she's now setting a good pace down this first 50. Going well on the far side of the pool is Anna Finlay in Lane 1. Gateshead swimmer, Gateshead and Wickham. Lane 2, Emma Simpson in 2, going well. But this, I think, is Lane 6, Marie Wood. Ahead of Lane 1. Lane 1 coming back strongly, though. And it is going to be Lane 1. Yeah, Anna Finlay, 33.69. Second place, Marie Wood. Third place, Emma Simpson. So the Gateshead and Wickham swimmer, Anna Finlay, 33.69. Takes our first heat.
Nice to see them back up here, Gateshead and Wickham. They always come up for our meet, John.
Yeah, so many of the clubs in Newcastle, Morpeth from the north of England. It's great to have them up here. Tadcaster a little bit further down, Darlington in this next heat. It's a really great meet, good quality all the way through.
Neve K, 1. Asia Rickerton 2. Katie Stubbs 3. Gigi Slater 4. Erin Taylor 5. Georgia Leaf 6. Lisa Ashton in 7. Neely Stewart in lane number 8. Lane 7 going extremely well. Lisa Maestri from Loughborough University. I think she's going to take this one. Lane 4 coming through strongly. Gigi Slater and maybe Katie Shields in 3. Lane 7, 4 and maybe 3. Very, very hard to... we don't have a time for 3 at the moment. I'll wait for that to be confirmed. It's Maestri 33.21. Gigi Slater 34.13. Erin Taylor, having recovered from that lovely IM earlier on, takes third in 34.29. Good swim from lane 7 though.
Yeah, fastest time so far for Alicia, Loughborough University swimmer. Move on to our 3 seeded heats now.
Archie's wee sister Katie going in this one, already into final or provisional final on the 100 free this evening.
Fastest entry time 31.2. Another swimmer who was out in the States last weekend with the Scottish team. Lane 1, Olivia Mercer. Lane 2, Catriona Stewart. Lane 3, Olwyn Cook. Lane 4, Katie Goodburn. Lane 5, Louise Edmonds. Lane 6, Bridget Lemisery. Lane 7, Zahara Smith. And Lane 8, Saskia Wade. Good start from Katie Goodburn in 4. Also going well in 5, Louise Edmonds, both Edinburgh University swimmers. In lane 3, Olwyn Cook, teammate as well, but it's Katie Goodburn leading this one out from her 2 teammates in 3 and 5. In lane 2, Catriona Stewart going well. And this looks like it's going to be Edinburgh University 1, 2, 3. Katie Goodburn in 4, Louise Edmonds in 5, Olwyn Cook in 3. Katie does touch first, 31.61. Second place for Olwyn in lane 3, third place Louise in lane 5. Ahead of teammate Bridget in lane 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4 for Edinburgh University. Your winner of heat 3, Katie Goodburn. Fastest time so far, 31.61.
I never ever saw Katie do a 1500 free. She had more sense than her older brother. Went from experience, John. Concentrate on the short distances. Anna De Grossa in 1, Mai Rogers 2, Paige Fenton 3, Katie Robertson 4, Beth Dennis 5, Ailey Robertson in 6, Emily McGee 7 and Anne Hutchison in 8. Well, the 2 Robertson sisters 4 and 6 up against one another. First time I've seen this, I think. Katie Robertson off to a good start in 4. In 3, Paige Fenton in lane 3 and second, very close for third, Beth Dennis, Ailey Robertson in 5 and 6. It's Katie Robertson just with a slight advantage. On her shoulder is Paige Fenton coming down into the final stretch. Katie Robertson, Paige Fenton, Beth Dennis. I think that might just be the 1, 2, 3. Katie just hanging on, 32.18. Paige Fenton 32.38, Beth Dennis 32.96 ahead of Ailey Robertson in 4th. A good swim from Katie, just hanging on there, just getting it the final touch to take that.
Yeah, Katie second in this event last year, so expect a good show from her in the final tonight as we move on to our fifth and final heat. We've got the youngster, Seren Talentine in lane 1 from Morpeth, Nuala Gow in 2, Ciara Davidson in 3, Cara Hanlon in 4, Anna Morgan in 5, Anka Giroms in 6, Kira Stericker in 7, Lucy Stowes in 8. A member of the Scottish Commonwealth team, Cara Hanlon, in lane 4, 30 seconds dead, her entry time. She's leading the way comfortably. Second place possibly just in 5, Anna Morgan. Lane 3, Ciara Davidson, but this is all about Cara Hanlon. She's going to take this very comfortably, had her teammate Anna Morgan in 5. Close for third, but Cara Hanlon's going to touch first, 30.71, fastest time in the morning comfortably. Second place for Anna Morgan, third place for Nuala Gow, and subject to confirmation that equals the Scottish record, 30.71 Corrie Scott, 30.71 for Cara Hanlon, so equals the Scottish record, and we'll see her again in the final tonight. Second place for Anna Morgan.
Yeah, that's I think as you say, John, 30.71, that looks as though that has now been confirmed, so equals Corrie Scott's existing Scottish record. Well, don't often get that in the morning, John.
No, and hopefully we'll see a faster time this evening from Cara, but our first record subject to confirmation of the meet, I think. I think we'll see a few over the course of the weekend, Robert, both junior and senior records, but a great swim from Cara.
Yeah, indeed. She has an entry time of 30 seconds dead, but with the short course, long course times will sometimes be used and converted to the short course times. So although it was 30.71 faster, slower than the entry time, nevertheless a Scottish record. I think we'll see her go a wee bit faster in the evening heat. Two Edinburgh University swimmers, two Katies, Robertson and Goodburn will be either side of her. Now on to 200 backstroke, first of the 5 heats. It's unseeded. Matthew Mahoney from Newcastle goes in lane 2. In 3, Kieran Sir from Edinburgh University in 3. Elliot Best, Newcastle in 4. Jacob Light, Morpeth in 5. Greer van der Mullen from Stirling Swim goes in 6. And Ethan Alpris from Ulverston in lane number 7. Times in this one, 2:09 to 2:11. And it's Kieran in lane 3, just touching 29.49 ahead of Elliot, 29.53. The whole field all pretty well bunched here, John, at 75 metres. Not much to choose between all of them.
Still pretty close across all 6 of these gentlemen.
Going well in 7, Ethan Alpris. He might just upsides our leaders. In fact, he is the leader, 101.87.
Yeah, not much in it at all at the minute. Good to see another Morpeth swimmer in this one. Jacob Light in lane 5. Morpeth already having a very good meet this morning. Great to see the Ulverston swimmer in lane 7 as well, Ethan. So another club from the north of England up here.
Well, it's the near side to where we are on the commentary side that I think I've now got the advantage. Geir van der Mullen, Stirling Swim. This certainly is Geir's main event, the backstroke. Jacob Light making a move as well in lane 5. So not much between the 3. Important to get a little momentum off that wall, and it was just Ethan with the advantage. Jacob Light coming through to challenge. Still the Ulverston swimmer with the advantage. I think he might be overtaken at the death. It's lane 5. I think he might just get it. Jacob Light 2:08.64 by 400s. Ethan Alpris 2:08.68. Pierre van der Molen 2:08.89. Elliot Best having to settle for 4th. So good swim from those 3 lads on the near side, John, all well inside their entry time, which is what you want to see first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and a nice start to the 200 back. Craig McNally retiring after the Commonwealth Games gives the young Scottish swimmers a chance to really establish himself in this event. The youngster Matthew Ward down at Mount Kelly, not swimming this week. He swam last week in the Swim England event, I think, but going very well already this season.
Indeed, it's an event that we don't have a lot of depth in backstroke at the moment. As you say, with Craig retiring, an opportunity for some of these younger swimmers, maybe some in the afternoon, to show what potential they've got, which we'll bring you later today. But on to Heat 2.
Lane 1, Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics. Lane 2, Isaac Buchan, Borough Stockton. Lane 3, Ben Cross, City of Sheffield. Lane 4, Rhys Blackett, Newcastle. Lane 5, Jude Lydiate, Edinburgh University. Lane 6, Andrew Brodie, Aberdeen Dolphins. Lane 7, Jacob Wood from Elgin. And Lane 8, Cameron Duran, City of Glasgow. Fastest time, Rhys Blackett, Newcastle swim team member, 16, so him and Isaac Buchan in lane 2, the youngest swimmers. It's Andrew Brodie leading the way, 28.50. Second place for Jude Lydiate, ahead of Travis Davey in lane 1, 29.38. We saw Travis in lane 1 in the 400 AM where he swam a good heat earlier this morning. It is still lane 5, Jude Lydiate, ahead of lane 6, Andrew Brodie. So Jude coming through that second 50. Third place in lane 4, Rhys Blackett from Newcastle. We're going to turn together lanes 5 and 6. 1:00.35 for Jude, 1:00.42 for Andrew. Jude starting to pull away slightly. Good battle for third, lane 4, Rhys Blackett, lane 1, Travis Davey. But at the minute it's a Newcastle swimmer, entry time 2:06.68, so maybe on course for time just inside of that at the minute. Starting to pull away a little bit from Edinburgh University's from Aberdeen Dolphins, Andrew Brodie. It's Jude Lydiate, Edinburgh University, leading the way, I should have said. 1:32.29. Second place for Andrew Brodie, third place for Ben Cross. So it's a battle for second, but this is all about lane 5. Edinburgh University's Jude Lydiate, 2:07.44 was his entry time, but he's going to be inside that, I think. Second time for lane 3, Ben Cross, City of Sheffield. Also going well, Travis Davey, Rhys Blackett, Andrew Brodie, but this is all about lane 5. Jude Lydiate, 2:04.17, so well inside his entry time. Race on for second, that's going to go to Ben Cross, 2:07.56. Third place for Rhys Blackett in lane 4. So Edinburgh University's Jude Lydiate. Nice personal best, 2:04.17, 3 and a bit seconds inside his entry time, wins that heat. Ahead of Ben Cross in second, Rhys Blackett in third.
Good swim there from Jude. And we now move on to the third heat, which is the first of the 3 seeded heats. Sean McCann, City of Glasgow, 2, William Ellis, Borough of Stockton, 3, Tom Barden, Loughborough University. In lane 4 we have Charlie Brown, Loughborough University. In 5, Zach Speakman, University of Stirling. 6, James Bartley, University of Stirling. 7, Callum Peebles, the Estonian swim team. And in 8, Joseph Martin from Derwentside. The youngest swimmer, Callum Peebles in 7, nearest us in that black cap, the Estonian swim team. Good to see Callum getting into one of those seeded heats. Middle lanes is really where all the action should be. Good start in lanes 3, 4 and 5. Tom Barden, Charlie Brown, Zach Speakman. It's just lane 3 with a slight advantage. Lanes 4 and 5, Charlie and Zach now just beginning to get into their rhythm as well. Those three turning almost together. 26.85. Tom 27.08 and 27.52. So Charlie Brown with about quarter of a second advantage. Out the turn. Line 4 still with the advantage. So as you can see when they come into the turn, how far they get off the wall. Something about 7-8 metres then surfacing. 55.57 for Charlie. 1:53 is the entry time for Charlie. He's pretty comfortable at the moment. Let's see if he wants to push it on. I would imagine he'll just ease up a little bit towards the finish. 1:25.22. He'll know something like a 1:57 or better will surely get him into the final. Tom Barden going well in 3. Zach Speakman in lane 5 with some work to do to try and ensure a final. And the final stretch, no problem for Charlie and Tom. I think we'll be seeing them tonight. 1:55.21, 1:55.84. Zach Speakman might with that 1:56 sneak in.
From him, second it was Tom Barton, 1:55.84. Getting in third was Zach Speakman.
So no real problems there for Charlie there, John. Pretty comfortable throughout.
Yeah, Charlie now at Loughborough, formerly at City of Sheffield. Again, podium potential, part of the British swim team. Second in books in this event, so we'll see him again tonight. It could be another good final. As we move on to Heat 4, Lane 1, Jacob Elwell, University of Stirling. Lane 2, Thomas Maskell, Derwentside. Lane 3, Sam Greenbank, City of Sheffield. Lane 4, Brodie Williams, Bath University. Lane 5, Charlie Hutchinson, Loughborough University. Lane 6, Jordan MacPhail, Edinburgh University. Lane 7, Charlie Hazel from Mount Kelly. And Lane 8, Lucas Brown from Elgin. Brodie Williams, Bath University. Fastest swimmer here. Gold medalist at the Commonwealth Games. 4th in the World Championships, 2nd in the British Championships. He's leading this one out ahead of Charlie Hutchinson. Charlie, a member of the Scottish national team. Brodie 26.31, about half a second faster than the previous heat. Charlie in 2nd place, Sam in 3rd, Jordan MacPhail in 4th place. Brodie looking very strong. Again, probably going 11-12 metres underwater. Charlie in 2nd, the 2 black caps. Bath University in 4, Loughborough University in 5. 3rd place for Sam Greenbank. 55.75, so slow down a little bit down that 50. But still looking very comfortable, Brodie Williams. 2nd place for Charlie Hutchinson, 3rd for Sam Greenbank. 4th place Jordan MacPhail, Edinburgh University in lane 6. And Charlie getting on Brodie's shoulder now. 50 metres to go as they come under the flags. And Brodie touches first, 1:26.33. So it's still about a second slower than the previous heat. 2nd place for Charlie, 3rd place for Sam Greenbank, City of Sheffield. Brodie now, what's he going to do down this last 25? Is he going to try and pull away? Or is he just going to ease his way to the front still? He's still there. Charlie in 2nd place. Sam in 3rd. Time for the previous heat, 1:55.21. They're just going to be just outside that. He touches very easily 1:56.67. 2nd place for Charlie Hutchinson. Ahead of Sam Greenbank in 3rd. Jordan MacPhail in 4th.
I fancy the first 3 from that previous heat, John, being a little bit quicker. May well be in the final. Samuel Greenbank 1:58.04 will be on the margin. Well, that was pretty impressive from Brodie. Didn't really seem to be under any real pressure throughout.
Plenty left in the tank for tonight, I think, Robert, for Brodie. I think we'll see a much quicker time from him.
So final heat, as you can see, he's Worley, University of Stirling in 1, Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow 2, in 3, Stan France from TRST, in 4, Cameron Booker, Bath University, 5, James McFadden from Loughborough, teammate in 6, Conor Ferguson, 7, Dean Fern from Aberdeen Dolphins, and in 8, Edward Bell from Seagulls. 2 youngsters in fact, empty lane in lane 6. And this is, you see how Dean Fern from Aberdeen Dolphins goes. Very promising youngster. Performed very well both at Scottish Nationals and at British Championships. Edward Bell, 15-year-old beside him from Seagulls. And this should all be about Cameron Booker. 152.80.
Front heats, we have Rise Worley in 1 from University of Stirling.
As you can see, surfacing after about 13.5 metres, John, just towards the margin. We'll see how far he surfaces this time. Getting beyond that 10 metres, surfacing about 12. So you really don't have to do much work in a short course pool. You can maximise those turns. That's what it's all about in short course swimming. After the first 50, 26.45, very similar to Brodie's split. James McFadden in second place. Belgian swimmer in third place, and Franks, those 3 pulled away from the rest of the field. Louise Worley over in lane 1 in 4th. 2 youngsters coming through to turn it halfway. So 55.95. If anything, it's the slowest we've seen so far. And they pick it up a little bit in the second half. Cameron and James pulled away at the moment from the Belgian, Stan French. At the moment, almost stroke for stroke. Advantage with James, 126.30. Similar to previous heat. I think both those will be good enough if they can just keep this pace going for the final. And again off the turn, virtually getting 10 metres. Coming inside the final 10 metres. Cameron Booker, James McFadden, and Stan France, 158.13. Will put him very much on the margin for getting into that final. Certainly Cameron Booker, 156.10. We'll see him along with James McFadden tonight. And there we have all swimmers' times there. Dean and Edward at the bottom, a little bit over their entry times in this one. Well, Samuel Greenbank, 158.04 is the slowest getting into that final. Charlie Brown, Tom Barden, Cameron Booker, and the Belgian Stan France just missing out on a final at the moment, unless we have a withdrawal. That's another exciting final to look forward to tonight, John.
Yeah, and 1 or 2 of the swimmers certainly keeping the powder dry, I think, for tonight, Robert. There's a lot of heat swimming there, I think, and plenty left in the tank, certainly from Brodie and Cam Brooker. I think both of them will see go significantly faster tonight, so we should see a really quick and a really close final.
So that's you had all the times for our swimmers on that one. As we move, that should be the provisional final, just on your screen there a moment ago. On to our 8th event. This is the first heat of 200 back for girls.
Yeah, again 5 heats, and in the first heat, lane 2, we have Chloe Barron from Midlothian. Lane 2, Rosie Forster, Warren de Baths. Lane 4, Ailey Armstrong from East Lothian. Lane 5, Constance Logan from Mount Kelly. And lane 6, Lucy Stowes, Dundee City Aquatics. Closely matched on paper. Just over a second between the 5 girls. Fastest qualification, East Lothian's Ailey Armstrong in lane 4. And it's the far side of the pool, going in lane order at the minute. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lucy Stowes leading the way. Pink hat, Dundee City Aquatics. Put by David Haig, 32.14 for Lucy. Youth Academy swimmer. 6th in the B final in this event last year, where she set her entry time. 2nd place, Constance Logan in 5. 3rd place, Ailey Armstrong in 3. But Lucy Stowes going nicely at the minute, about a body length ahead. Coming through for 2nd place in lane 4, East Lothian's Ailey Armstrong. At the halfway mark, this is all about Lucy Stowes. 1:08.08. 2nd place in lane 3 for Rosie Forster. 3rd place, lane 4, Ailey Armstrong. Ahead of Constance Logan and Chloe Barron. At the minute, it's Dundee City Aquatics, lane 6 swimmer Lucy Stowes. Coming back now in lane 3 is Rosie Forster from Warren de Baths. I think she is starting to close the gap. Close for 3rd between all the other 3 swimmers. But we could have a race on down this last 50. Lucy leading, but Rosie should have closed the gap there by about a second. 1:45.63. So all the while, Warren de Baths, Rosie Forster in lane 3 starting to come through, and with 25 metres to go, she's going to turn neck and neck with a long-time leader, Lucy Stowes in lane 6. Good turn from Lucy in 6, and it is Stoke close for close. Coming through for 3rd place is Chloe Barron in lane 2, but this is a very close finish between Rosie and 3, Lucy in 6. It's going to be Rosie, I think, who's going to get the touch. It's Lucy, 2:23.49. So on the touch, Lucy Stowes gets it. 2nd place for Rosie Forster, 2:24.06. 3rd place for Chloe Barron, 2:24.15. We'll keep an eye on that.
It's very deceptive, the camera angle from where we are, John. You're right, we're more inclined to give it with the far side than the near side, just the way the angle is.
We may see an amended time. It might have been a soft touch, you just never know. So we're waiting for that to be confirmed.
Yeah, that often happens on the backstroke. Stretching out to hit the wall, and they maybe don't hit it hard enough. And that can be the difference of maybe even half a second. Good swim from Lucy.
It was. Rosie Forster did win, 2:23.02. So Rosie takes that. Lucy in 2nd, 2:23.49. 3rd place for Chloe Barron, 2:24.15. So
looks like an adjusted time as you see.
Warren de Baths, yeah. Rosie Forster.
Yeah, you called that right, John.
Just.
So on to our 2nd heat. Coco Croxford, Stirling Swim in 1. Zoe Crawford from 1st in 2. 3, Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim. 4, Niamh Savaroy, Newcastle Swim Team. 5, Amy Shields, City Glasgow. 6, Melissa Mainwaring, Swim West Lothian. 7, Ella Stevenson, City Glasgow. And in 8, Maria Howe from University of Aberdeen Performance. We'll start lane 5 perhaps. Amy Shields is probably just turned in the lead. It's certainly is the strongest event Amy Shields is doing over the weekend, the backstroke. We'll see a big sister a couple of heats later. Ellis. Amy Shields 31.89. So at the turn, still the advantage with that blue cap, City Glasgow. 2nd place, Melissa Mainwaring well there, along with Maria Howe in lane 8. So that reaching halfway, Amy Shields with the advantage. 106.67, she's 62 rather. Almost a second ahead of Melissa Mainwaring. So Melissa Lothian, the Academy swimmer. At the West Lothian meet, that's where her entry time comes from, Melissa. And in third place, Maria Howe. Well, this looks a pretty impressive swim from Amy. Entry time of 2:19. Pacing probably just a little bit inside that now. That's the Mainwaring in second. All tight for third. Niamh Samaroy in 4 coming through. Zoe Crawford in lane 2, vying for that third place. Well, can we get a nice couple of second improvement in Amy's time? 2:19.38. Can she get close to 2:17? Second place, Melissa Mainwaring, and Niamh Samaroy in third. And 2:17.48 for Amy. Melissa 2:19.09. And third place, Niamh Samaroy 2:20.40. So almost a 2-second improvement for Amy John, and Melissa Mainwaring also improving by about a second. So good to see that from those two girls in the last of the 2 unseeded heats.
Yeah, and you never know, maybe an outside chance of the B final later, Robert, but good to see. Now move on to heat number 3, first of our seeded heats. Lane 1, Emily Headley from Newcastle. Lane 2, Freya Colbert, Loughborough University. Lane 3, Anna Green, Warren de Baths. Lane 4, Katie Avramova from Ealing. Lane 5, Holly McGill, Heart of Midlothian. Lane 6, Danielle Hill from Larne. Lane 7, Gabby Freeman from Morpeth. And Lane 8, Susie McNair, Stirling Swim. Fastest entry time here is from the Turkish swimmer representing Ealing, Katie Avramova. First in the Turkish National Championships. Second in the Swim England Winter Meet. We did talk about ages earlier, Robert, but Katie 31 this year. So again, proves that point that swimming can be a sport that you can compete at the highest level for many years. Katie leading the way down the first 50. Holly, second place maybe just Holly McGill in lane 5. Holly part of the Scottish Commonwealth Games team. Youngest swimmer from Scotland there. Going well in lane 2, Freya Colbert, Great Britain swimmer. And just Commonwealth medalist.
Just watch the distance that Holly in lane 5 gets off the wall here. Actually 10 metres, John.
Absolutely. As you said earlier, if you can get your turns and underwater work, it's just about half of the race, Robert. Katie still leading the way. Second place for Holly, 1:02.15, so as we would expect, significantly faster. First of the seeded heats, Freya Colbert going well in lane 2. More of a front call IM swimmer, but good to see her in the backstroke here. Fourth place for Danielle in 6. Over the water from Larne in Northern Ireland. But Holly going well, pushing Katie. These two swimmers looking very comfortable. Holly may even turn ahead of this one, but very close, 0.2 between it, 1:35.17. So, Katie Avramova, first place in lane 4. Holly McGill with a bit more speed in lane 5. Second, going well in lane 2, Freya Colbert, third place. Holly is now in the lead. Can Katie fight back? So again, great underwater work from Holly. She's now a body length ahead of Katie, and she looks like she's going to take this heat. And she's going to have a comfortable qualification, you would think, into the A final. 2:08.01 for Holly. Second place for Katie, 2:09.06. Third place for Freya, 2:09.70. So I'm sure we'll see probably all 3 of those swimmers in the A final tonight, but with another 2 heats to go, so we can't be sure about that, but a good close swim.
Yeah, I think you're right, John. 2:09.70 should probably get Freya into that final. That was an impressive swim from the Hart swimmer. Holly McGill 208.01.
Yeah, the future Scottish swimming. Holly McGill, one of our stars for sure.
She made it look easy, and it was almost a second faster than her entry time.
Yeah, and she came through very strongly in the second part of the race, Robert. Just set off the pace a little bit down the first 100, but very strong. As you say, that underwater work, great off the wall, and eased to a nice win.
And to our fourth heat, Eva Cook, City of Sheffield in 1. Natasha Whittle, Loughborough University in 2. 3, Lauren Bradley Holt, University of Stirling. 4, Katie Shanahan, University of Stirling. 5, Elena Shask from Edinburgh University. 6, Ellie Shields, Edinburgh University. 7, Kiana Kurtza, Wanda Baths. And 8, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen. 2 14-year-olds in 1 and in 8. City of Sheffield's Eva Cook and Kiana Kurtza from Wanda Baths. In fact, no Katie Shannon. I think no show in this one. So it's advantage in lane 5. Anna Shastra from Edinburgh University. Very tight at halfway. But Lauren Bradley Holt and Natasha Whittle have just edged into the front, 31.21. Well, no idea why Katie Shannon's not taking part either. She's pulled out of this one, or she's not feeling well. We'll find out later, perhaps, John.
Don't know, Robert. Not heard anything.
No. In lane 2, still the advantage with Natasha. 104. 48. I think you're absolutely right. The 3 girls in that first heat looked nailed for a final. This is not all that fast compared to the first one. Natasha and Iona in 2 and 5 pulled clear. Ellis Shields looks the threat. She's gone 3rd. Ellis better over a longer distance than the shorter distance, so can she pull something special out? She's got a lot to do to get anywhere near 2nd. Natasha Whittle 138. So very much slower, John.
Yeah, I think without Katie, this heat is going to be slow, and you know maybe 4 or 5 swimmers from that first heat get into the final now.
Well, lane 2, Natasha Whittle. I think it's just going to take this one. Natasha takes that. 2:12.39, 2:12.53. Ellie Shields 2:16.21. Yeah, you may well be right. The first 3 are certainly in the final from the previous heat. Maybe 4th might have a chance as well. So I would half expect the top 2 to be in the final. Ellie Shields on a 2:16.21, just in 3rd.
Our final heat, Charlie Jones in lane 1, representing Loughborough University. Olivia Butler in 2, Edinburgh University. Lane 3, Rachel Saunders, Warren de Bass. Lane 4, Paige Madden, Loughborough University. Lane 5, teammate Honey Osrin. Lane 6, City of Sheffield's Sophie Bromley. Lane 7, University of Stirling's Ellie Turner. And Lane 8, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow. So there are places in the final up for grabs for sure. Let's see how many from this heat can progress. Fastest entry time, Paige Madden, Loughborough University. Paige actually American national. She was 2nd in the recent books in this event behind Katie Shanahan.
Look out for Rachel Saunders, John, in lane 3 if she's back fit again.
Good to see her back in the pool. Paige Madden in 4. Honey Osrin going well in 5 at the first 50. She touches first, 30.77. 2nd for Paige Madden, 3rd for Rachel Saunders, 4th for Olivia Butler. Rachel, like Holly McGill and Anna Green, very promising young Scottish talent in all the backstroke events. Great to see her back. And this heat looking very competitive. Lanes 4 and 5, Loughborough University teammates, Paige Madden in 4, Honey Osrin in 5. 1:03.83, so it's not as fast as our third heat, but faster than our fourth heat. Second place for Honey, just 100th behind. Third place for Rachel Saunders. Fourth place going well, Olivia Butler. And these four swimmers all looking in strong competition for the final later. Nothing between lane 4, Paige Madden, teammate Honey Osrin in lane 5. The American Paige Madden, oldest swimmer in this heat. Looking strong, Honey Osrin. Second place, and it's neck and neck, 1:37.29, 0.3 between the two. Maybe on a course for time about 2:09, 2:10, but there's no split in the two Loughborough swimmers. Stroke for stroke off the turn, they're behind. Third and fourth, nothing between Rachel and Olivia. So we've got a battle on for first and second. We've got a battle on for third and fourth. Stroke for stroke all the way down this last 25. It does look like it's going to be Honey Osrin in lane 5. He's going to come through, I think, and take it. And it is 2:10.92 for Honey. Second place for Paige, 2:11.29. Olivia Butler does come through for third, 2:13.17. Rachel Saunders fourth, 2:13.74. We'll see Honey and Paige back in the A final later, I'm sure. And let's see where Olivia and Rachel land in A or B. That's the confirmation of heat 5. Honey Osrin, Paige Madden, Olivia Butler.
I think we might see Olivia sneaking at the just about, no,
Provisional
not quite.
finalists. It is that third heat that's got all the swimmers in, I think. Holly McGill, Katie Avramova. Olivia and Rachel both fall into the B final. All these results subject to confirmation, as we do have more heats this afternoon. 2:17.48 is the standard to get into the B final tonight. There may well be a swim off there for first reserve between Gabby and Heidi. But promises to be another close final, I think.
Should be another good one again this evening.
You have Olivia Butler, Rachel Saunders, Anna Green, Ella Shields, Lauren Bradley Holt.
And again, they'll probably show us the provisional final.
First reserve, Heidi Wren.
The two Loughborough swimmers, you know, Paige and Honey. I think we'll go faster tonight, but let's not discount Holly McGill, our own Holly McGill from Heart of Midlothian.
So Butterfly, Daniel Genkus, Loughborough, Aidan Kay, Surrey Glasgow, Sonny Trigg, Dartmouth, 5 Lewis Burrell, University of Aberdeen, and 6 Miles Lapsley, Edinburgh University. Just 5 in this one. All 25-second entry times, pretty level. Lane 2 perhaps, Aidan Kay. It's tight at the turn, a good turn in lanes 2 and 6. Miles Lapsley perhaps in 6 with the advantage. Daniel Genkus coming through strongly. Miles, I think, might have got it. Well, from our angle, opposite side, Daniel Genkus on the touch, 25.24. Miles 25.48 with Aidan Kay in third, 25.84. A slight improvement in Daniel's time, 1200s.
Just waiting for that result to be confirmed before we move on to heat 2.
Well, we do actually have Duncan Scott supposedly doing this one, heat 3. I'm sure he won't miss the call time.
I think he's sat there already.
I think he's been sat there probably for the last half an hour thinking, how did I get that wrong?
So if you're watching on the live stream hoping to see Duncan swim, I think in the next 2 or 3 minutes you'll get your wish this morning. I think we can see him. He's there. Heat 2, lane 1, Ryan Ferguson. In 2, Callum Rose. 3, Jack Allen. 4, Jacob Lee. 5, Ian Rose. 6, Joshua Mitchell. 7, Charles Grondell. 8, Mark Innes. So brothers Callum and Ian going in lanes 2 and 5. Fastest entry time Jacob Lee in lane 4. But starting very well is Callum Rose in lane 2. Also going well in lane 6 Joshua Mitchell. In a minute it looks like it's possibly just this side lane 7 Charles Grondell as well. It's looking very close. Charles Grondell 7 maybe on the touch. It is 24.75 for the Belgium swimmer from Tiennes. Second place winning the Battle of the Brothers. Callum Rose in lane 2. Hell of Jack Allen in lane 3. 24.75. Belgium's Charles Grondell wins that second heat.
Yeah, there'll be a wee bit ribbing in the Rose household, I'm sure, later on, John, with Callum taking that and swimming a wee bit faster than his brother.
Yeah, younger brother beats older brother.
Heat number 3. First of the series heats. Benjamin Chuan in 1, Luke Shaw 2, Brodie Hyde 3, Duncan Scott 4, Calvin Fry 5, Ben Carr 6, Brodie Gordon Gibson 7, and 8, Stephen Clegg in lane number 8. Duncan Scott and Brodie Hyde in 4 and 3. Scott with the advantage, not having to do too much, surfacing after about 12 metres there. Duncan Scott is going to take this in lane 3 and 5. I think that's the minors' places. 23.81 for Duncan. Brodie Hyde 23.93. Calvin Fry 24.53 takes third. Looked pretty easy there, taking out the Duncan.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see him back in tonight's final. Heat number 4, lane 1, Igor Suvolov. Lane 2, Tom Robertson. Lane 3, Eddie Redknapp. Lane 4, Matt Richards. Lane 5, Thomas Carswell. Lane 6, Dean Fern. Lane 7, Adam Metcalf. Lane 8, Ross Leslie. Matt Richards, fresh out of the water from the 100. Freestyle, already leading the way in this butterfly, looking very strong down the first 50. 23.05 is his entry time. Not sure if he swam this last week at, I think he did, in the South Swim England winter meet, and he's very quick down that second 50. Going to take this heat 22.95. So second place for Eddie Redknapp, third place for Thomas Carswell. Say some kind of a record. Is that a meet record? It's not a Scottish record, but he's Welsh, so ignore that. So
yeah,
he's, ignore what that
indeed,
came up there.
indeed.
We'll check. It might be a new Welsh record though.
It might be a new Welsh record. We don't have that to hand. Still impressive swim, 22.95.
But Scott McClay hangs on to his Scottish record for the time being.
Whoops, and to heat number 5, Bruce Hammond in 1, Rory McKinnon 2, Jacob Robertson 3, Jacob Peters 4, Callum Bain 5, Houghton Long in 6, Kieran Lennox 7, Solomon Williams in 8.
Missed the world record by 100.
Jacob Peters, Callum Bain in 4 and 5. Peters with the advantage, lovely turn from Jacob Peters. Got this one wrapped up with that turn. So he's taking that in 22.96, just a hundredth slower than Matthew Richard. Second place, Callum Bain, 23.70. Jamie Robertson, 24.53 in third.
Ignore the Scottish record because Jacob Peters is from England. I can confirm that Matt Richards missed the Welsh record by 1/100th of a second. But
wow.
Watch out for tonight.
We'll take you'll have a note of that because you'll be doing some live stream, I think, later on this evening, John. So you'll have that one at the back of your mind.
If I remember.
If you remember, yes.
It should be a cracking final.
Well, hundreds between the two of them, and even Duncan Scott, who was almost a second further back, was probably just doing enough to get into that final.
And we know that Duncan likes a good fight.
Yeah, indeed.
Good scrap. He'll certainly be trying his hardest, and maybe that Scottish record will be under threat.
I'd like to hope so.
Tonight, 23.46 it currently stands at. 23.81 Duncan went this morning, so 0.35 to find. I think he's got every chance of finding that.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
We are going to be moving on to our last individual event of the morning next, the women's 50 metre butterfly, heat number 1. Lane 1, Layla Weatherspoon. Lane 2, Charlotte Thompson. Lane 4, Heidi Wren. Lane 5, Georgina Dennis. Lane 6, Anna de Grossa. Lane 7, Nuala Gow. Fastest entry time, City of Glasgow's Heidi Wren, 28.9.
Georgina Dennis in 5, Anna de Grossa in 6, and Nuala Gow in lane 7. So two centre lanes turn together, Heidi and Georgina.
Two middle lanes, 4 and 5, plus lane 2, Layla Weatherspoon in 2, Heidi Wren in 4, Georgina Dennis in 5. It's going to be between lanes 4 and 5, Georgina Dennis maybe in 5 on the touch, is it? It is, 28.72. Heidi Wren in second, 28.87. And third place for Layla Weatherspoon, 29.42. 28.72, your winning time for Georgina Dennis. Your first heat. Second place for Heidi Wren, third place for Layla Weatherspoon.
Second heat, Faith Huda in 1, Rebecca Gooch in 2, Emily Marswell 3, Marie Wood 4, Amber Stevenson 5, Kirsty Breek in 6, Emily Cummings 7, Zoe Crawford in 8. A strong start in lane 2 from Rebecca Gooch, Loughborough University. She's certainly looks as though she's just in the advantage. Marie Wood, University of Aberdeen performance in 4. And a great turn from her, just surfacing now and probably in the lead now on 1. Faith Huda, it's a very tight finish. Faith Huda in 1, 1, 2, 4 I think is the finish order. It was indeed Faith Huda, 28.65, storming through to take that at the end. Rebecca Gooch, 28.81 and 29.10. Marie Wood, well, what a cracking swim from Faith Huda.
Another good swim from lane 1. Far side dominating that heat. Heat number 3, lane 1, Sophie de Groot. Lane 2, Abigail Stemp. Lane 3, Drew McKenzie. Lane 4, Kiara Morris. Lane 5, Elena Morgan. Lane 6, Helen Stoddard. Lane 7, Kennedy Gordon. And lane 8, Elise Cousins. Fastest entry time, Kiara Morris, University Stirling swimmer in lane 4. She's going well. Also going 1 at the top is Sophie de Groot. And Sophie de Groot probably going to touch first, going well in lane 8, Elise Cousins. Also going well in 4 is Kiara Morris. And it's very close, spread right across the pool this time. Lane 1, Sophie de Groot. Lane 4, Kiara Morris. Lane 5, Elena Morris. Who gets it is Sophie de Groot on the far side. Lane 1 again, 27.56. It's been a good lane this morning. Second place, Drew McKenzie in lane 3. Third place, Kiara Morris in lane 4, 28.07. So the Dutch swimmer from Loughborough University wins heat 3, 27.56.
Second seeded heat 4. Clementine Lavelle, Loughborough University. 2, Ailey Robertson. 3, Kathleen Dawson. 4, Lucy Grieve. 5, Kiana McInnes. 6, Holly Hibbett. 6, Scarlett Ferris. And 8, Becky Watson. Well, 3, 4 and 5, Kathleen Dawson, Lucy Grieve, Kiana McInnes. The 2 middle lanes, the butterfly specialists, especially Lucy Grieve, much better on the shorter distances than Kiana in the longer distances. But Holly Hibbett in lane 6 is coming through very strongly to take this, I think. Lucy Grieve in second, Kiana McInnes third, Holly Hibbett 27.18, Lucy Grieve 27.24 and 27.56 for Kiana, which is exactly the same time as Sophie de Groot. So I wonder if we might have a swim off, John, perhaps. We'll wait and see.
There's a potential of it for 2 or 3, I think. Fast final heat, Emmy Hutchinson in 1, Maisie Elliott in 2, Harriet Rogers in 3. Cornelia Fiedkeritz in lane 4, lane 5 for Laura Stevens, lane 6 Maddie Robertson, lane 7 Stella McCarty, and lane 8 Melissa Mainwaring. Loughborough swimmers in lanes 2, 3, 4 and 5. Maddie Robertson in 6 for University of Stirling. Lane 5 doesn't go, Laura Stevens. It's lane 4, Cornelia Fiedkeritz, Loughborough University leading the way comfortably. Second place in lane 3 for Harriet Rogers, also going well in lane 6 Maddie Robertson. But it's a Loughborough swimmer in lane 4, Cornelia Fiedkeritz is going to take this one. going to be close for second, but she touches first, 26.81. Harriet Rogers is second in lane 3, ahead of Maddie Robertson in lane 6. 26.81, the fastest time of the morning.
I think we're safe, John. I don't think we have to worry about a swim off on 27.56. No, no luck, it'll be maybe 28.03 or something. Well, there we have it, 27.85. Maddie Robertson is the slowest into the final. Drew McKenzie, 27.89, 400s further back in 9th. She'll be in the B final provisionally. And we have a dead heat for 23rd. I think that will be a C final, John, in the 50. I think we have C finals for that tonight.
We certainly do. I've not heard of any swim-offs yet, so but there's been plenty of calls for coaches to come to record this table.
Indeed.
Yeah. So we'll see. But we are now moving on to the relays. Event in 111, mixed 4x50 freestyle relay, so a bit of fun to end the morning. We're swimming the first 2 heats now, this morning, and the final 2 heats, heats 3 and 4, will be swum tonight as part of our finals. So we've got 2 heats for you tonight, and then, as I say, heats 3 and 4, the fastest heats, will be part of finals this evening.
So we start with 5 teams. Swim IT go in lane 2, based in West Lothian. Dundee City Aquatics in 3, Stirling Swim in 4, Geary in 5, and Alnwick Dolphins go in lane number 6. This is mixed, so bit of tactics, John. We'll mix it up. We'll see are they better putting a guy in at the end on the freestyle, or would one of the guys be better doing breaststroke?
Well, it's freestyle.
Yeah, well, it is, sorry, I'm thinking I am. Yeah, it's been a long morning, John, hasn't it?
But we might still see some changes, Robert.
Yeah.
As Alnwick are proving, putting their 2 boys on the first 2 legs, everyone else is leading off with the girls.
Yeah.
So your point is relevant.
Yeah. When I see the mixed, I'm thinking medley. So if we go with the first heat. And a strong start in lane 4 from the Stirling team. Isabel Kendall for them, Catherine Bodie for Geary, yellow cap in 5, and Ed Brown, Alnwick Dolphins in lane 6. Those 3 handing over. Lane 4, Melissa Turnbull, Gigan Bately for Alnwick, and Geary with Nuala Gow. In lane 3 we have Chloe McLean, Dundee City Aquatics, now going 3rd. Swim IT, Abigail Morton. Stirling Swim, Melissa Turnbull, Connor Stewart. According to the running order, it's slightly different. I think that might be Chloe, Melissa Turnbull. Connor Stewart, I think, did the second leg. Hannah Johnston from Alnwick Dolphins, and Dundee City Aquatics with Corey Phillip. I'm not quite sure about the order we've got on our sheet compared to what we have in the pool. But Stirling Swim should have Logan van der Meulen, but I think that's totally different, John. Ladies finishing this one.
Yeah, it's not been easy, I must admit. There seems to be a lot
Stirling
of confusion around.
Alnwick second, and Swim IT in 3rd. Well, apologies for that. We have a totally different running order for each of these clubs.
But we can confirm that Stirling did win, and their team was Isabel Kendall, Melissa Turnbull, Connor Stewart, and Logan van der Meulen. not quite sure what order they did swim in. It shows there that Logan did swim the ankle leg, but the Sterling are the winners, 1:45.52. Anik second, as we move on to heat number 2.
Just come back to the technicalities from an official's point of view. If the lane order shows 2 guys, 2 girls, for example, and they swim it in a different order, that is effectively a disqualification. But it could be that the team lines have been changed subsequently to what we've had, and they swim it in a totally different order. So our apologies if we've read the wrong names for the various takeovers, but
we'll try and give you all the team names as we move on to heat 2, but we've got in lane 1 first, the first A team. Lane 2, Mulgai and Bearsden A. Lane 3, City of Glasgow C. Lane 4, Aberdeen Dolphins B. Lane 5, Reeds School A team. Lane 6, Larne B team. Lane 7, Dumfries A team. And lane 8, Glenrothes A team. First should be led off by Cameron Gill in lane 1. Mulgai should be led off by Ben King. City of Glasgow, Michael Flynn. Aberdeen Dolphins, Dean Fern. I can see Dean, I can see him. Lane 5, Reeds, Max Morgan. Lane 6, Larne, Martin Fiala. Lane 7, Dumfries, Reuben Kelly. And lane 8, Glenrothes, Scott Mitchell. Looks like that may well be the case. Although for lane 6, the Larne team, it's not Martin. So it's either going to be Ellie Falls or Sophie Duran.
yeah.
We'll try and mention all the swimmers' names best we can, but it's a bit of fun, and they've confused the relay lines for us up here. But we know who's going anyway.
So we'll go with the second heat. We've got first.
Looks like Alex Black in lane 1 for first in lane 1. Callum MacArthur for Mulgai in 2, Sean McCann for City of Glasgow C in 3, Dean Fern for Aberdeen Dolphins 4, Jack Robinson for Reeds in 5, Sophie Duran Laird in 6, Rory Rebster for Dumfries in 7, Scott Mitchell for Glenrothes in 8. Leading Aberdeen Dolphins, second swimmer Callum Gold, second place City of Glasgow Yusuf Batu, Fergus Curry going for Mulgai in 2, Cameron Gill for first in 1, Max Morgan for Reeds in 5, Charlie Morris for Larne in 6, Millie Colvey for Dumfries in 7, Katie Lowe for Glenrothes in 8. Lane 4, Aberdeen Dolphins leading the way ahead of City for Glasgow. Aberdeen Dolphins, Kirsty Breakin, Stella McCarty for City of Glasgow, Zoe Crawford for first in 1, Sarah Stewart for Mulgai in 2, Kennedy Gordon for Reeds in 5, Ellis Falls for Larne in 6, Georgia Dickey for Dumfries in 7, Ella Poulden from Glenrothes in 8. Neck and neck up front between City of Glasgow and Aberdeen Dolphins. Stella McCarty, Kirsty Breakin, City of Glasgow hand over to Amy Shields, Aberdeen Dolphins hand over to Jessica Beaton. Caitlin Frame going for first, Grace Noonan for Mulgai in 2, Amy Shields for City of Glasgow and Jessica Beaton in 3 and 4 leading the way. Kiara Wimble in 5, Martin Fiala in 6, Finlay Nelson in 7, David Smythe in 8. But it's lanes 3 and 4, City of Glasgow C, Aberdeen Dolphin in B, Amy Shields and Jessica Beaton fighting this one out. Looks like it's going to be Amy Shields who's going to bring it home for City of Glasgow, and she does. 1:43.77 for Amy. Second place Aberdeen Dolphins, brought home by Jessica Beaton. Third place was Larne, brought home by Martin Fiala. Hopefully I've mentioned all of your swimmers, if you did have a swimmer in that heat. But our winners were City of Glasgow C team, Sean McGann, Yusuf Batu, Stella McCarty and anchor swimmer Amy Shields, head of Aberdeen Dolphins in second. Unfortunately, 2 disqualifications, technical infractions, lanes 5 and 6, Reeds and Larne. So an amended 1, 2, 3, it will be City of Glasgow, Aberdeen Dolphins and first.
Well done, John, you got that one right. So I think that concludes everything for the morning. Other than a possible swim off, just wait for that to be confirmed. Well, just coming back to that last one, John, Larne, we've got that time back in. It might have indeed been a disqualification, but maybe because 5 and 6 are together, they've taken both out when in fact it should just be one.
Looks like that's the case. So lane 5 disqualified.
Not yet confirmed, but we'll wait for that.
And we do have, I'm hearing we do have a swim off. I've got no idea what it's for. It's a 200 metre backstroke, I believe. I'll try and find a little bit more for you.
So it looks like Lauren has been reinstated in that.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that last one to be confirmed. That as you can see, that's the times on the screen. That's right. It doesn't actually have the.
Yeah, Lana back in.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
we have that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I can confirm that we have a swim off for the first reserve spot in the women's 200 metre backstroke between Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow, who's going in lane 4, and Gabby Freeman from Morpeth, who's going in lane 5. So they finished tied 17th, 2:17.52, and it's for the first reserve for the finals tonight. And as I say, you are watching in lane 4, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow, lane 5, Gabby Freeman, Morpeth. I'll pass over to Robert.
Thank you, John. And a wee bonus just to finish with. We don't often get a 200 event for a swim off. Much bigger start from the Morpeth swimmer. We've had some good swims from the swimmers this morning. They've already gone off a nice strong pace. Heidi Wren 1 1/4 seconds further back. It's all about keeping the pace right and not going out too fast, keeping a little bit left in the tank. Heidi Wren still maybe a good 2 seconds further back, and if anything, Gabby pulling away a little bit here at halfway, 1:05.36. Advantage is almost 2 seconds. At the moment, John, it doesn't look too promising for the City of Glasgow swimmer.
No, not at the moment. One thing I would say about swim-offs, Robert, is how often the swimmers swim significantly faster than they did in the actual heat.
Indeed.
So keep an eye on the time, particularly for Gabby. She swam 2:17.52. It wouldn't surprise me if she was a bit faster than that. She's starting to pull away from Heidi now, that's for sure.
Okay, she's swam 1:40, the last split 30, just over 35 seconds. So I think we're right, John. I think she's comfortably going to be maybe a fraction inside, unless she has a little look over her shoulder and says, I've done enough. I've qualified as the fastest reserve.
Yeah, and then she'll be frustrated because the time would have been significantly in the mix in the B final. So she's probably going to end up with a time that if she swam it in the heats would have been 4th fastest in the B final.
Indeed. Oh, what a time! 2:15.33, and that would have made her 4th fastest quite comfortably into the final. That happens. But nevertheless,
nice
she should be absolutely chuffed to bits. A 14-year-old, 2:15.33. Not too many 14-year-olds swim as fast as that, John.
Well, it's that Morpeth team again.
Yeah.
Morpeth swimmer, teammate of Seren Talentire, who swam that fantastic 400 AM in heat number 2. We'll see her tonight, I think, in the B final.
Yep. So Gabby Freeman, cracking swim. So she's first reserve. She might actually get in if someone withdraws, so keep our fingers crossed for it. So that concludes the swimming for this morning. Thanks for joining us. John Munsey, myself, Robert Taylor, bid you farewell. I think we're back here 12:45, so please join us for the afternoon events. There you have it on the screen. So from Edinburgh, goodbye.
See you later.